goodness, my new background music was not playing. Oh my, I just realized that right now. I did not set it up properly. I apologize. I wanted to showcase my new background music I did found. It's a free to use one. I already credited the artist and there we go. With the clumsy stuff again. I did not set it properly. Welcome ⴰᴍᴜᴜ teammate. Hello, how are you doing? Gyepi day, everyone. Gyepi morning, Gyepi day, Gyepi evening, Gyepi night, whatever Gyepi, it may be working the best for you. Today is a very important worldwide festivity that everyone should celebrate by not forgetting to eat the spaghetti. It is Hamster Day, so happy Hamster Day to everyone. It is a worldwide Hamster Day today, a very important festivity as I said, so let's celebrate the hamsters if you do own hamsters or if you not. You should worship hamsters always. Please remember this. Also, it seems like Streamlabs did fix the issue from before, and it is working properly this time with the chat and whatnot. So everything is okay this time. I did reach 45 followers already. Goodness, I am 5 followers away from being able to get the affiliate. I'm so hyped about this. I hope you're having a very nice day today as we're going to play an individual novel featuring gay people once again. Same as yesterday, but it will be boys dating boys this time, unlike yesterday that it was with girls dating girls. It's a safe for work game, of course. We are having a comfy stream over here, so we're gonna play just comfy games, of course. This one is called Starry Flowers and is developed by, give me a second, by ⴰᴜᴜᴜ. I really love the featured art they use in their games. I'm not really informed about their work to be quite honest, but I think they are the artists behind the art featured in the games. Not sure actually, but surely I'd love the art within their visual novels. I did play one, I think some time ago, and I did not play yet Starry Flowers. It's a visual novel about 2 witch boys falling in love, so I hope you will enjoy this one. I also was willing to continue Summer Catchers, as this evening we're going to play another visual novel, but I'm not sure if I'll be making it on time as I'm a bit late with my stream during the day today. So yeah, we're gonna see about that. This game should be long, approximately 2 hours. So we can switch to the game directly. Okay, Starry Flowers. Wait a second. Okay, updated the string game. Oh, it's goody. Oops, the game's audio. Here we go. Everything is set. Okay. I hope your day or evening or night or whatever it is for you Snowmans is going pretty well. If not, I'm here to entertain you and make you feel comfy enough to maybe fall asleep. Let's hope you do not fall asleep in case you don't want to, of course. But yeah, your fox is here to chat together with you and play comfy games. I'm really enjoying these cozy sessions together with you, to be quite honest, so yeah. Let's begin the game. By the way, this time it will be once again the snack time for me. I did not bring any chocolate because I'm a good fox and trying to eat well to be able to be your model fox one day, perhaps, or maybe not. I did bring some fruit this time, so if you hear any nom 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 noises, it totally is not me, it's my hamster, as it's Hamster Day today. Okay, Starry Flowers by ⴰᴜᴜᴜ. Okay. I was willing to check if I could set the text being more fast. Oh, okay, it is over here, the text speed. Okay, we're gonna figure it out later if I want to increase the speed. Start. Hello and welcome to the deliciously romantic tale of my first love. Oh, his name is Periwinkle, so cute. Also the design. There's just one thing before we begin. I can grant you the power to choose my accessories at various points in the story. Oh, I did read about this in the description of the game. So nice, so cute. I really like picking outfits and whatnot within the games. I'm being very gracious to offer such a thing. You know, if you use it, you had better make me look as adorable as possible. This little feature has no effect on the story otherwise, it's simply for your entertainment should you wish for it. Would you like to enable the dress-up feature? Of course! Then without further ado, Let's get ready for my first date with Pastille. Okay. Oh. Light earrings, dark earrings, white ribbons. Blue ribbons, flower crown, so cute. Royal crown, cat ears, bunny headband, angel halo, demon horns. I'm gonna go with the classic cat ears. That will fit him pretty well. Light choker, I can barely see it too with this outfit. Dark choker, flower choker, blue flowers, fairy wings, oh, pretty sparkles, cat tail, lovely hearts, angel wings, demon wings. I think I would go with blue flowers. They match this outfit pretty well. Okay, let's go. Chapter 1, first date. Snaky time. Today I met a boy at a candy shop. I'm taking you to the candy shop. Okay, 50 cents. This is not the case here too. The moment I saw him, I just knew I couldn't live without flirting a little. He was so delightfully flustered, which, of course, only made him that much cuter. When I told him to meet me here, he could only manage to nod in response. Goodness, someone of the neighbors is drilling. I hope you are not hearing it. In case I do apologize. What a good day to drill walls. Don't you think so? So, okay, we're going to encounter our date, I guess. So cute. My favorite type to pursue. There he is now. Such a good design to these chibis, to be honest. Adorable. Also the background art. So comfy looking. Is it sunset time? Oh, pink! Dressed in white, so cute! Hey, I hope I didn't keep you waiting too long. So is this supposed to be the light pastel type and the other one the dark guy? I guess so. Pastille, look at you! And here I thought you looked plenty good in that uniform. My heart wasn't prepared. Sorry, is it too much? I can change. I hope you are able to hear pretty well the game's audio, otherwise I will increase it as per usual. Just let me know, please, as I have no idea of how loud it is for you. That is very important for me to know, as a streamer, as a VTuber, as a PNG tuber, as your local fox, as Gyepi the fox. Sorry, is it too much? I can change. My, but I haven't even fully seen what's under that cloak of yours. It'd be such a waste to change prematurely. Right, forget it then. Besides, it'll be my pleasure to unwrap you later on, my sweet. Now, shall we head to dinner? Oh, okay, lead the way. I truly didn't expect it. He definitely seemed the type to have a more modest sense of style. Thigh highs with such a short skirt? Or was it a dress? I only briefly glimpsed it. I'm quite looking forward to seeing more tonight. The restaurant I decided on is one in my usual rotation, good for a quiet, comfortable evening. By the way, I'm eating strawberries and bananas, they're so good. Heavily recommended. Eat strawberries, as it's spring now. Just don't pay too much for them, remember. For a variety of dates, you must have a variety of locations in mind. Tonight's mood is romantic rendezvous. It's a little high-end, though not overtly so, just enough to make the night feel special. Pastille slides into the booth, following Periwinkle's lead. Pastille is so cute. His expression, and the red cheeks. I guess my stuttering increased. It is not longer even stuttering, it is just blah 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 noises. Well, the more I improve, the more cringe improves as well, I guess. Not much to do. Bear with me, fox with me, as I used to say. One hand holds his mantle in place, while the other brushes his bangs aside anxiously. Is this your first time? Huh? Coming here, I mean. What did you think I was asking? No, nothing. Ooh, what's going on through your mind, but still. I've never been here before, it seems fancy. I'm a fan of the atmosphere, the food isn't bad either. Now, let's get a few formalities out of the way, shall we? First and foremost, your pronouns? I just use he, him, what about you? The same, though I don't necessarily mind being called by others, especially considering my presentation. Understandable. Next, expectations. I consider clarity in this regard to be a key part of ensuring we both enjoy ourselves to the fullest. I do this sort of thing often, you see. As such, I have a couple of ground rules to establish. Sure, I'm actually glad you brought it up. Oh, I'm not looking for anything serious. In fact, I kinda prefer when it's just a one-night thing. Goodness, is this a safe for work game? I did read it got some sexual themes, but I don't think there will be any that sort of art. At least I think so. Let me check if I can find any more information, please and thank you. I don't want to get banned. Gyepi won't take the hammer on Twitch before reaching the affiliate. Only afterwards. That contains sexual themes and strong language, so I believe this is only coming to the wording, isn't it? Or so I think. Well, I think this is safe for work, and I'm gonna believe so. Reading through the comments right now. Please be patient. No, I think this is just safe for work game, fortunately. Okay. We're on the very same page then. Goodness! I thought they were going to date for real. I was looking forward to it. How is this gonna be a cute game if they only just have a one-night thing? I'm protesting here. Not that I mind if, we end up wanting to do this again some other time. That's quite likely for me in this case. Certainly, I'm open to that as well. Did you have any other ground rules? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Are you nervous? Yes. You can tell me to stop if you're ever feeling too overwhelmed. That's the other rule. Okay, I'm googling it up. Because I'm worried to get the hammer on Twitch. Goodness. Wait a second. Oh, it is supposed to be a sequel to other games, so you can still enjoy the game without playing the others first. Okay. So I'm gonna play the other ones later. Very cute and relaxing, blah blah. Okay, I'm gonna trust the reviews. Here goes nothing. I like feeling overwhelmed to an extent. I had assumed as much, but to hear you admit it outright, but still. In that case, I'll do my best to overwhelm you, my sweet. Yes, this was shaping up to be a wonderful night indeed. The waiter came to take our order. I went first to give my sweet date a chance to compose himself. With our food ordered, Pastille finally drops his mantle to reveal. My, so it was a cute little dress after all. Oh, and here I thought you were saving the surprise for after dinner. Sorry, I started feeling awkward with the extra layer. Don't apologize, my only lament is not getting to take it off you myself. You'll save the last few layers for me, won't you? That's all that matters then. I'm having the time of my life. And by the looks of it, so is Pastille. I live to these cute witch boys. How fortunate that I came across the sweetest one today. Our food arrives before Pastille is able to recover. He can't even look the waiter in the eye. How adorable. No, I mustn't overindulge before we've even eaten our meal. There will be plenty of time after dessert. Pastille takes a few bites of his food before speaking up. So, Periwinkle, what do you do for a living? Also, it seems like Periwinkle is quite bold and straightforward, coming to their statements. Besides tease you until you're barely able to speak? Yeah, besides that. My line of work, then, I suppose I can tell you. I'm an ⴰⴍᴍᴜ specializing in creating pleasant scents. Oh, interesting. Periwinkle tugs his wand out from his sleeve and lightly taps the candle on the table. In a small burst, the atmosphere shifts around the pair. The candle's original aroma is quickly forgotten as it's replaced by something new and cozier. Oh, that is nice. What smell is that? I'm not good at pinpointing stuff like this. Vanilla, I thought it suited you, although I'm starting to think a more lustful scent might have been a better fit. What does that even mean? Just that you've done nothing but exceed my expectations. I'm not doing anything. Hello, Irene, hello. This time, it's boys dating boys game. And I'm eating strawberries, almost finished it actually, so there will be no more weird noises from my side. Okay, so Bastille retreats behind his glass of water, overwhelmed by embarrassment once again. I did say it good, a little easier on him, didn't I? He's just too irresistible. You know, more like just shounen, I guess, is it called? Like, it should be safe for work coming to the art. But yeah. Anywho, I bottle and sell scents like this one. It's fairly lucrative work once you build a reputation for yourself. Sounds fulfilling. What about you, Bastille? What kind of magic do you specialize in? Oh, I had mostly been living without magic until recently. Without magic, I can't imagine. It's not so bad, I mean, humans do it, so why not? I suppose that's true. I would directly make a living off of mine, so I'd find myself in quite a bind if I wasn't able to use it. Not that I mind being burned from time to time, you know. How do you keep doing that? Every time I think we're talking about something innocent, I just can't help myself, can I? Deliberate word choice, my sweet. Would you like me to hold back a little more? No, it's okay, I was just kinda impressed. We finish up our meals and decide on sharing a slice of strawberry cheesecake for dessert. Bastille deliberately leaves the larger bits of strawberries for me. Oh, that's sweet. I wonder, is it because he doesn't like them or is he just that kind? Either way, this has quickly become my most favorite date of the past few months. Tell me more about yourself, Bastille. I'm afraid the only thing I know is that you work at the renowned Atelier Sweets. There's not much else to know. Surely there's plenty more than just that. Any hobbies, perhaps? Cleaning, maybe? Any non-work-related hobbies, dear? Sir, I never know how to answer these types of questions. My best friend is an alchemist, so I've recently been going on little adventures to help gather ingredients for her craft. Now, there's something interesting. Other than that, I honestly don't get out much. I have my hands full running the store. So diligent, does that mean that this is your first night out in a while? Yeah, I guess it is. I'm honored you were willing to share it with me then. Yeah, I don't think I ever would try this place if you hadn't brought me in, so it's been worth it so far, thanks Periwinkle. The table had long been cleared, and yet our conversation continued through the night. This place is never too busy, which always leaves me free to linger here without the guilt of taking up any much-needed table space. The longer the day, the more satisfying the finale. That's something I live by. Rushing straight to the climax inevitably gets a bit dull. After a while, I want to enjoy this night to its fullest. Bastille, do you see the witch at the table over there? Don't be too obvious now. The one with the tall hat, you see? Yeah, I see them. I brought them here about 2 weeks ago. I guess they agreed that it made a nice date spot. I actually, the guy sitting across from them, I'm pretty sure I've been with him before. No, surely you're joking, Bastille. Shh, don't say my name so loudly. Just keep your head low, I'm sure he won't notice. Oh, he's just looking this way. Ah! Only kidding! Perry! Oh, a nickname already? We're moving so fast. You're the one who's been calling me my sweet all night. Well, you are, aren't you? Whose fault is it that you share a name with Candy? Why does an atelier always have lights? They can see through... Oh, the alchemist! Not mine! Still, do you think those two make a good couple? How should I know? Just imagine the kind of person I'd go on a date with, and pair them with the other. And what kind of person is that? You, for one. Maybe they wouldn't be so good together. Ma, am I supposed to take offense to that? Nah, the guy was just kinda pushy. You're too much, Pastille. We eventually made our way out of the restaurant that night. It had gotten quite late already. When's the last time I stayed until closing? There was never a moment of awkward silence between us, only Pastille's embarrassed pauses, clear attempts to steer his mind away from debauchery. As we wander back into the night air, he's the first to speak up again. You could have at least let me cover the tip. Nonsense, I'm the one who asked you out tonight, you don't have to cover a thing. Wait a second, I need to sneeze. Wow. Done. I'm alive. In fact, I'd prefer if you didn't cover. Okay, I saw that one coming this time. You don't have to say it. Too easy, But really, it's a shame to hide such a cute outfit from the world. I hope I did not make you deaf with my sneeze. I should have set the filters so that the loud noises are lowered instantly. But really, it's a shame to hide such a cute outfit from the world. I don't have the confidence. Reminds me of my elf. Are you old, Periwinkle? You'll get there, my sweet. One day you'll be able to toss aside any feelings of inadequacy and wear all sorts of daring outfits with pride. That was a jump scare. Goodness. No, it's not a matter of self-esteem or anything. It's just... If anyone I knew saw me in this, I would die. So that's how it is, I'm being treated to a more intimate side of this witch boy right now. We walk together under the street lights until we reach our original meeting place. Would you like me to escort you home? No, that's okay. Then if you don't mind, my place is just down the street. Perhaps you'd like to accompany me. I really like that in this game we can personalize the accessories of Periwinkle. In fact, I did put him on the cat ears, the flowers here, and that was all, I think, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want you to have to walk alone in the dark. Such a gentleman. Oh, what a cute art. Periwinkle expertly slides his hand up and under Pastille's mantle, linking arms as they go along. They walk in comfortable silence toward Periwinkle's house. Well, this is me. I had a most lovely evening. Thank you for accompanying me to dinner tonight. I have had fun too. Thanks for inviting me out. Pastille fidgets as if he has something to ask but can't find the words. Pastille. Periwinkle takes a step closer. Yes? He leans in, pausing for any sort of reaction, only for Pastille's lips to come clumsily crashing forward. He's in more of a rush than I thought. Then again, I did spend all night winding him up. So cute! Pastille, I just remembered, since we're here, would you like to come in and sample some of my magic? I like that, yes! Very well done! We both knew from the beginning that he would be staying the night, of course. It's just so much more fun drawing it out like this. But if that kiss is any indication of things to come, I may have gone a little overboard tonight. If so, we're in for quite a sleepover. Sorry about the mess, I just haven't found the time to tidy up. The door closes slowly behind them. When Pastille doesn't respond, Periwinkle turns back to face him. Pastille's back is against the door as he fumbles to untie his mantle. He's completely run out of patience, hasn't he? Then I'm afraid I simply have no choice but to indulge him. I shouldn't keep you waiting a second longer now, should I? But I still need to change into something a little easier to take off. Goodness, I think I should start reading the wall descriptions of the games, but yeah. But it has such a cozy atmosphere, so... Looking this good comes at a price, you see. I promise I won't keep you waiting. Oh, okay. Periwinkle gives him another peck on the lips and leads him through the cluttered living room to his bedroom door. Okay, so it was good. Pretty nice. Conjured Fragrance, Chapter 2. It took me ages to get out of bed that morning. After all, I just couldn't stop thinking about how absolutely adorable Pastel was. He scrambled out of here almost as soon as he woke up, saying he couldn't be late for work. Such a shame. Would have been nice to get one last round in. I'd get a kiss goodbye, too. It's nice to feel like a housewife for a moment. But I should get to work, too. I have an order to fill, don't I? I really like this comfy space over here. Are those scents or makeup or nail polish, whatever? I wonder. I'm curious. Thank God, I thought we were in danger there. Yeah, I freaked out for a while as well while starting the game, but I did read through the game description and it stated there are sexual themes within the content, but I assume it's just about the written part, just a tiny bit. And also all of the reviews do state it is a super comfy cozy game, wholesome one, so I was trying to trust them, even though I'm just not fully trusting. That's makeup, by the way. Oh, very nice. Approve it. Periwinkle finally rolls out of bed and gets ready for the day. It's a set to apply blush. Oh, I see. The order in question is for a nearby apothecary. There's a cat, action figures, some dolls, I guess. So nice. I really like these details in games. Very interesting to see what kind of rooms does have the character. What do they enjoy and what not. Did you know a magic like mine is actually quite good for you? It's got nothing on actual healing magic, but the calming atmosphere it creates does wonders for one's mood. This particular batch is meant to help with insomnia, which is ironic considering how late I stayed up with Pastel. Whoops, can be getting distracted now. I really need to finish up these last few bottles. Periwinkle closes his eyes and draws his wand. Large drops form at its tip, falling into the empty bottle one by one. With each drip, the bottle's contents swell, and after only the fifth drop, it's completely filled. Perfect. It's so much easier to finish this with a clear mind. I can't help it if a refreshing night out is the only way to regain my focus. Although I probably could have gotten one of these done last night if Pastel hadn't been so impatient. No, mustn't let my mind wander too far from work now. Periwinkle fills the remaining bottle, screwing the lids on as he goes. There, now my house is going to smell like lavender. I'd better head out before I'm lulled to sleep by my own magic. Okay, we can personalize once again. Light earrings, dark earrings, white ribbons, blue ribbons, flower crown. Pretty much same as before. The royal crown and... Like, it's slightly annoying. I can't actually see the flowers upon the choker here due to the outfit. I wonder if we'll be able to change it later or not. Let's go with the sparkles and the crown. Okay, very stylish. The apothecary is only on a short walk away, but I've never managed to walk in its doors on time. Perhaps because it's so close, I always underestimate the time it takes to reach it. I can hear the owner tapping her foot with impatience as soon as I open the door. Astragalus, I have the special order ready for you. You're late again, Periwinkle. Lost track of time, you'll forgive me, won't you? You are literally my only provider who has no respect for appointments. That's simply not true, I never miss a date. There's the problem, you were out getting late again, weren't you? How vulgar! I had a romantic evening with a very cute boy. Couldn't end up sleeping over. Well, you had all week to fill the order, try getting it done in advance next time. Yes, ma'am. Now let's see what you brought. I've worked with Astragalus for a few years now. She's completely immune to my charms, shocking to say the least. But it's meant we've been able to remain good friends all this time. Wait a second. It seems like Astragalus is a plant. It's a type of flowering plant. The root has been used for centuries in traditional Chinese medicine. Very interesting. Okay, I googled that up. Was curious. Okay, but it's meant we've been able to remain good friends all this time. Or, let's see. Astragalus, would you consider us to be good friends? I put up with you. My, but you don't put up with anyone. You must really like me. You got a favor to ask or something? Is that what you're getting at? I was just thinking of how to categorize our relationship. Business associate works just fine, doesn't it? Come now, surely you consider us to be closer than that. I know better than to get involved with you, Periwinkle. Why, whatever do you mean? You're too dazzling. I take that as a compliment. Great, now will you stop distracting me and turn to count? Yes, we're definitely good friends. Too dazzling too. I'm not sure there is such a thing. And what would be wrong with it if there was? What point is there is not shining as brightly as one can? Astragalus finishes counting the bottles, sighing in feigned exasperation as she marks them off her checklist. You may always be late, but you deliver quality every time. You're consistent if nothing else. The waiting is part of the fun, it builds excitement, wouldn't you say? No, it just builds frustration for me, but at least you always come through. She unlocks a small drawer behind the counter and takes out an envelope with Periwinkle's name scribbled on it. Here's the rest of your payment. Don't spend it all in one place. Oh, I couldn't if I tried, really, you're too generous. Astragalus rolls her eyes and begins stocking the shelves with her new inventory. 2 or 3 orders a month, that's all it takes to support myself entirely through this apothecary. Hard to believe my magic is really worth so much. But who am I to complain? It's certainly a more favorable balance compared to the kind of work I was doing years ago. And I do enjoy the freedom, the excessive amounts of time I have for partying, for dates. On that note, with all that business out of the way, would you like to hear about my date? Would I like to? Not necessarily. Please, Astragalus, as someone with no romance in your own life, the least you can do is live vicariously through me. The no romance thing is by choice. I listen to your gush for your own damn sake. For my sake? Yeah, I'm afraid you might actually implode if you had no one to talk to about this stuff. I'm actually making a noble sacrifice every day that you come in here with new tales of romantic conquest. If you're truly suffering, I shall desist. That's the thing too, I do like seeing you all worked up over something, even if I don't understand it myself. So there is a mutual benefit, you'll listen then? Yeah, at least until I get all this put away. After that I'm keeping you out for the day. Fair enough, I'd better be brief then. He's the absolute cutest thing. I picked him up at a candy shop yesterday. Fluffy pink hair with golden eyes, naturally rosy cheeks that made him look as if he's always a little embarrassed by something. He's shy, but not the type that becomes paralyzed in the bedroom. Periwinkle, for the last time, I do not need to hear about the bedroom stuff. I wasn't giving any details. At all, the details are the best part. This is a safe for work zone only. Break that rule and you're out of here. My apologies, I refrain. Anyway, my point is he's extremely cute, adorable in fact. Right, so standard fare for you? Absolutely not. If he was just your average cutie, would I be emphasizing his cuteness so much? I don't meet these people, so it's all the same to me. How can it be? The intensity is so drastically different, perhaps so intense that I'm having trouble explaining it properly. I'll say, all you've really told me so far is that he's cute and shy. He's kind as well, he said the best part of our dessert for me without even asking. Well, I would have led with that one. Oh, enough of your sarcasm. When all my favorite details are off limits, what do you suppose I'm left with? Well, what really matters is that you had a good night, even if it meant you couldn't get here on time like I asked. I'm already hoping to see him again, to be honest. Oh yeah, I don't hear that from you very often. Really? But I've gone on second dates all the time. This guy got a name? I don't kiss and tell. No, actually, you tell me about everyone you kiss. Come on, if he's really the absolute cutest, it's a shame to keep him anonymous, right? Not like I'm gonna tell anyone anyways. Fine, his name is Pastille. Even his name's cute, right? Oh, that reminds me, he sold me some candies to share that share his name. Would you like to try? Sure, how could a witch turn down free candy? Periwinkle digs into his bag and pulls out one of the pastilles. He hands the candy to Astragalus, who promptly unwraps it and pops it into her mouth. Oh, these are good. Where did you say this candy shop was? Not far from here, I'll give you directions. Shortly after telling Astragalus where to find Atelier Sweets, she unceremoniously kicked me out. She'd long finishing putting all those bottles away after all. With money in my pocket and no more work to be done for the moment, I'm free to begin pursuing my next date. But whatever show I go, it's a weekday, too early for parties, too early for drinks. I suppose I could return home and straighten up the place, however, why would I busy myself with chores when I could be celebrating another order successfully filled? Before Periwinkle can decide on where to go, a familiar witch approaches him. Periwinkle? Oh, Kessia! So lovely to see you. Yay, I'm so glad we ran into each other. How to describe Kessia? She's exceedingly cuddly. We met at a party one night, during which she latched onto my arm and never let go, quite endearing. Since then we've gone on little dates from time to time. A clingy one, isn't she? She really loves my magic, so I tend to spoil her whenever we're together. Did you need something, dear? Ah, yes, I tried coming over last night, but you didn't seem to be home. Oh, you came to visit me. I'm flattered. I must have been out to dinner at the time, sorry that I missed you. Oh, it's okay, I was mostly looking to talk. So, if you're available right now, do you wanna go to a cafe? That sounds perfect, I would love to. We take our seats at the nearby cafe. It's a pleasant sunny little place. I've come here often with all sorts of other witches. Kessia orders her usual hot chocolate with extra marshmallows, while I decide on a simple roast tea. Oh, roast tea is so good. I love that type of tea, honestly. Oh, Periwinkle, could you make my marshmallows smell like roses too? With pleasure, Periwinkle's wand drops from his sleeve and he gives Kessia's cup a quick little tap. I really love this kind of magic. Hey, yay, it really smells just like roses. Just as you asked it, dear. It may slightly affect the taste, so let me know if you'd like the spell undone. Kessia dips her spoon in and lifts a marshmallow to her lips, blowing on it lightly before popping it into her mouth. Wow, this reminds me something. As a child, I used to eat flowers. And I was feeling powerful, as some of the neighbor kids were not up to that sort of thing, as I just challenged them to eat flowers as I did, and they were like freaked out, and I was feeling just like I'm above them because I was able to eat those petals as if nothing happened. Goodness, what the hell? This came to mind as the tea was rose scented. Yeah. No, it's wonderful, hehehe. There are edible flowers. Yeah, I know, but I just picked any. Like, I'm not informed about which ones are edible actually, but I just picked literally any. I was terrible. I still am terrible. Let's be honest. She truly can find the joy in any little moment, such a delight. Definitely a contender for the title of absolute cutest witch. So I would call her absolutely cute rather than the absolute cutest. It takes more than cuteness alone to earn the title of absolute cutest witch. That's where the difference lies, of course. But what am I thinking? How rude it is to begin ranking my dates in such a way. I must be stuck on the thought from my early conversation with Astragalus, trying to put Pastille's cuteness into words. He really is something special. It's all in the contrast. His polite, well-mannered and proper exterior, considering such intense desire, begging you to make the first move and then going ahead and taking it on his own as soon as you... Enough of that. There's someone else in front of me now, isn't there? Kessia continues happily sipping her hot chocolate before speaking up again. I missed you, Periwinkle. I've been so busy with packing, I haven't had a chance to see at all. I wonder what she's willing to tell us. Packing, and just where are you headed off to? Oh, that's right, I never had a chance to tell you. I'm finally moving in with my partners. Not parents, goodness. Partners. In 2 more days, the 3 of us will all be sleeping in the same bed. So it's a poly relationship once again. Why all of the games I do pick are linked among each other? Goodness, this is getting like just odd. Oh, this sounds cozy, congratulations. Thank you, I've looked forward to it for so long. It sounds like you're about to enter a lovely domestic life, you deserve it. I'm really happy. But speaking of my partners, you've still never even met them. True, but I can imagine they're wonderful just from how you've talked about them. Right, but what if you didn't have to imagine? That's what I've been wanting to talk to you about. I was hoping we might all be able to go on a group date sometime. Oh? Yeah, because I just think you're so wonderful, Periwinkle. I want them to know you too. Although this sounds like fun, I'm a bit... not interested. Wait, before you say no, they're both very easygoing and so loving and nice, I can promise it won't be overwhelming. That unfortunately isn't where the issue lies, my dear. I know you said you didn't want to get involved before, but I just know that we would all get along so well. Why are being so pushy? Goodness, we don't want that. We want pasty only. Do we, though? I wonder. I'd like to reassure you however I can, but I understand if you still turn me down. Matters of love are so tricky, aren't they? I still recall the first time something like this was asked of me. I had been nervous going in, but I had also never entered a group situation before. I attributed my anxiety solely to that. However, it quickly became clear that I just wasn't suited to it at all. I'd love to spoil each of my partners by strictly one at a time. Perhaps I was left scared by the breakdown in communication, the passionate fires of a long-established romance. Surely Cassia and her partners are magnificent people. It may indeed be fun for a night, but becoming entangled in committed relationships is something I've always avoided from the beginning, isn't it? This is all very sweet of you, but I do have to decline. Oh, I can't help but feel a little broken-hearted. I apologize, truly, it's nothing personal. Oh, I know, I don't take offense or anything. It's just sad, now that I am going to be living with them and knowing you don't want to meet them. I think it's best we just break things off. Yes, I agree, as you said, it's for the best. I hope we can still be friends, though. Of course, I'm sure our paths will cross every now and again. Yeah, thank you for always treating me so well, Periwinkle. It was my pleasure. Okay. Even casual relationships can end in breakups like this. This is largely why I tend to prefer one-night affairs. Things can just become so messy as needs evolve. I wonder if there's gonna be a plot twist sort of thing where we just want to keep dating Pastille and no one else for the night thingy. As Cassia and I go our separate ways, I can't help feeling a little blue. Perhaps I'll return home for the day after all. Periwinkle quickly changes into something more comfortable, dropping his bag unceremoniously onto the couch. I could use an afternoon nap. Yes, that's precisely what I need. I wake up feeling refreshed and ready to go back out on the town. He shoves some blankets aside and collapses onto the couch. And when he does, the contents of his bag spills onto the floor. Lazily leaning over to gather it up, he notices the candies from before. Was I too hasty in saying I'd hoped to see Pastille again? I suppose I'd forgotten the feeling of not being enough for someone. Usually these things tend to dissipate naturally without confrontation or notice, so when they don't, it stings. Periwinkle scoops up the candies, dropping all but one of them back into his bag. He settles into place on the couch, nested in a tangled mess of blankets and cushions, and unwraps his chosen Pastille. It is sweet, too. What a shame that would be if I never got to taste it again. That's right, I could never resist the promise of an entertaining night, no matter what might come down the line. I'm a hopeless hedonist after all, nothing to be done about that. Let fate decide then. If he comes, he comes, and if we never meet again, I can always hold on to the memory of our perfect date. Several hours later, there's a knock at the door. And right there, on his doorstep, Periwinkle is pleasantly surprised to find... Pastille, I wasn't expecting to see you again so soon. Pastille changed the outfit and treated me to another cute new look, with no less. I noticed that first. Sorry, I couldn't stop thinking about. I realized that last night I never actually got to sample your magic. The sense you mentioned. Oh, that's right. We were quite preoccupied. Yes, so that's why I'm here. He finally manages to make eye contact, but quickly averts his gaze once more. Were you in bed? Sorry, I shouldn't have come so late. These aren't even my sexiest pajamas. I didn't say anything about that. But to answer your question, no, I wasn't. Although I did take a nap earlier this afternoon, I've otherwise been enjoying a relaxing night in. And I'm so very glad I didn't end up going out. I would have missed out on this flustered mess. Would you like to come in? Pastille nods vigorously in response. It's still a bit of a mess in here. I hope you don't mind. There's a bath too. True, I've seen worse. Oh, maybe I'll let it spiral further into chaos then. I'm just so competitive, you know. I'm not sure that's a competition you'd really want to win. Perhaps not. Periwinkle carefully steps over some of his clutter to dig through one of the boxes in the far corner of the room. I'm really enjoying the art here and the easygoing writing style, to be honest. Also the flower pattern on the walls and the door. Adorable. Adorable. Here they are, my personal favorites. This row here contains some of the more potent scents. Most of them for relaxation, things to calm the nerves. The rest, I just happen to like sweet scents like strawberry, banana, bubblegum, mango. Is there a reason you're only naming candy flavors? Must be a coincidence. Pastille picks out an unlabeled bottle filled with a pale pink liquid. What's this? Watch out, that one's an aphrodisiac. We'll see about that. Pastille locks eyes with Periwinkle as he opens the vial without hesitation. How bold! Oh, it's peach. I almost expected it to be overpowering. Yes, well, the aphrodisiac bit was a lie, but I'm glad you like it. You're really good at this type of magic. I've never done anything like it. Would you like to try it on? Oh, no, I don't do perfume or cologne or anything like that. You've never tried it? Oh, so would you say you're perfume virgin then? What? I'm not. Who even says things like that? Periwinkle does. In my line of work, you'd be surprised. It's probably just you. Maybe so. If you're not going to try it, I'll have it back now, please. I could try. I just don't know how I'm supposed to apply it. May I? Pastille nods, handing over the small vial. Periwinkle seals the opening with his fingertip and swiftly tilts the bottle over and back. Here, he lightly rubs a spot on Pastille's neck, engulfing them both in the pleasant scent of his magic. Their eyes meet, neither of them daring to be the first to move. Maybe the aphrodisiac bit wasn't a lie after all. Pastille breaks the spell, rushing forward with a sudden kiss. Oh! And then retreats just as quickly. Sorry, I just... He certainly is impulsive, not that I mind at all. Periwinkle seems to be like... up for it, but also a bit surprised. The heart pupils too. I'm more than happy to go along with your little game, Pastille. Oh no, my own magic is working too well. I guess there's no choice but to have my way with you, my sweet. Oh no. Pastille's half-hearted protests ended. Periwinkle's hands were already upon him and would continue to be for the rest of the night. Cut. Chapter 3. Missteps. Over the next month or so, we fall into quite an enjoyable pattern. Pastille would show up at my doorstep maybe once or twice a week. Sometimes we'd go out to dinner, but mostly he'd just spend the night. It was starting to become almost routine, though each visit was somehow just as exciting as the last, the details of which I'll choose to keep private for Pastille's sake. That boy is insatiable, I will say that. Inevitably, after seeing someone for long enough, one begins to pick up on their habits. Cute habits like the way he kisses me on the cheek before rushing off to work in the early morning, the way he runs his hand through his hair when he's thinking really hard about something. Even his knock is a specific one, lightly to test the waters, a pause as he gathers his courage, then free, firm and evenly spaced. I'm not sure which of these habits he's conscious of, but there's one I've decided he must be acting knowingly, which is his habit of leaving one of his personal effects behind with each visit. First a beret, then an earring, his choker, a bracelet, and then he returns after a few days with an apology explaining he had just come to pick up whatever he'd left behind. Sure, Pastille, keep creating your little excuses to come back here. I'll happily go along with them. What fun! I wonder what he'll come looking for this time. Periwinkle gathers up the discarded garments that had been left strewn across his bedroom, tossing them into a pile to be dealt with later. He couldn't possibly leave his underwear behind, could he? Goodness. No, that would be impossible to explain. An earring, sure, but there's no way he'd walk out of here like that. Periwinkle hums to himself as he makes that bed, double-checking between the sheets while he's at it. I'm almost disappointed. It's been so consistent up until now. I suppose he could just be that forgetful. Unable to find anything of Pastille's in my bedroom, I decide to spend the rest of the morning cleaning up the place. Now, mind you, I never let my house get dirty, only messy. Leaving garbage or food waste about is out of the question. Everything else, though, it's simply that many things don't make it back to their proper place, or later I can never decide on a proper place for many of my things. Toss them into boxes, shuffle the boxes around the room, and suddenly they've become unmanageable piles. To truly put everything away, this would all have to be emptied and sorted, a daunting task to be sure, but it has been a while since my last attempt. I may as well put in some effort, but where to begin? I suppose my work supplies have been a little difficult to navigate as of late. That's an achievable goal now, isn't it? And practical as well. Periwinkle begins with the box of his favorite perfumes that had been sitting out since one of Pastille's first visits. Ah, yeah, the aphrodisiac. That was a fun night. He packs the bottles back into their places, then closes the box, sealing them safely inside. This should go. Perhaps it'd be better to set it high on the bookshelf. If I just rearrange things a bit, there should be room for everything. As Periwinkle begins setting things aside, a new pile is born, precariously teetering on the back of the couch. He places the box just where he wants it, and then stacks his various books and knickknacks around it. Just as he's made his way through half of the pile, a small portion of it topples forward, bouncing softly onto the couch cushions. Topple all you want, I was prepared. He finally notices Pastille's jacket, which had expertly blended into the blankets and cushions around it. Just when I finally worked up the energy to clean up around here, what do I find? Yes, this is no more case of forgetfulness, it was indeed a little game all along. Periwinkle giddily laughs to himself, excited to have been proven right. You've escalated it too far, Pastille. To leave your jacket behind is just ridiculous. He leaves me no choice. I'll just have to return this myself. Periwinkle abandons what he was doing and skips off to his room to get dressed. Can I put on the accessories? Oh, a different outfit, I see. So we can see the choker properly now. Let me think. I think I'm gonna use the white ribbons. Or the blue ones. White, blue, white, blue. Let me think. Okay, white ribbons and cattail. Let's go! I hadn't had a chance to return to Atelier Suites since first meeting Pastille. He was the one always showing up on my doorstep after all. There was no need. It's about time I paid him a visit, yes? I could restock on my favorite candies as well. Upon reaching Atelier Suites, though, I hesitate. Would be rude to barge in while he's working. I just know I wouldn't be able to resist teasing him. As to not become a nuisance, I shall make my presence known from here. Periwinkle boldly approaches the bench directly in front of the candy shop and sits down. all while wearing Pastil's forgotten jacket. And now we wait. Oh, the accessories look so cute on him, matching with the jacket sorta as well, aside from the blue flowers, but whatever. A few minutes pass. I can see Pastil through the shop window. He's currently preoccupied with a customer. Luckily, I brought a lunch, a simple peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That's not much for a lunch too. Will he notice me before I finish it? The customer is walking out now. Ah, a rice mat. Pastil turns away, pacing a bit. I take another bite of my sandwich, still watching intently. He stops for a moment in front of the door behind the register and then finally making his way out of the store, broom in hand. But instead of coming over right away, he turns his back to me, sweeping the sidewalk in front of the entrance. Perhaps he has a street supervisor? He keeps glancing over his shoulder. Just come over here, you silly boy. The sweet shop looks so nice. I love the sign here. It's simple yet everything looks so cozy in this game. Very nice. His face is quite red, so I can say with confidence that I've successfully overwhelmed him once again. I finished my sandwich. By the time he approaches, he takes a seat on the opposite end of the bench. I thought you were ignoring me. No, I was just trying to decide what to do. Was this a bad time to return your jacket? Not the worst time. Periwinkle unzips the jacket and shuffles out of it, casually folding it onto his lap. I found it whilst I was cleaning up the place. I suppose I could have waited for you to return, but since I was in the area... Right, sorry, it's my fault for leaving it behind in the first place. I see that the accessory do fit him pretty well here, this time as well. I love this little perk of being able to choose the accessories, very fun and nice. Cute. Cute. Pastil can barely look me in the eye. It doesn't stop him from stealing glances at what I'm wearing. But who could resist that? I wore my cutest dress for this. Something seems a little off though. He's usually a band of nerves, yes, but this is a bit much. I'll get right to the point then. Oh, the stockings! The stockings very cute, striped ones. Also, he's wearing a dress. Pretty. Oh, Pastil, you know you don't have to plant excuses just to visit me. I wasn't planting anything, I just forgot it on my way out. I found it hard to believe considering you've forgotten exactly one thing each time you visit. Really, you should be more honest. Sorry, thank you for returning it. Oh, it's my pleasure, it gave me a good excuse to see your flustered little face again. Periwinkle sets the jacket on the empty space between them and rises to take his leave. But Pastil gently grasps his wrist before he goes. Perry, sorry, made you think I was ignoring you. I was only teasing, my sweet. Still, I can't, I'm not ready to be open about who I see outside of work. I like to keep things very discreet. I don't want to have to explain anything to my friends. I die of embarrassment. So that's why. Understood. I'm actually used to being someone's little secret. That didn't sound quite right. What I'm trying to say is, I don't mind at all. From now on, I'll just continue to let you count to me. Thank you. Sorry. I don't know what you keep apologizing for, Pastil. I'll see you around, yes? Pastil nods and finally lets go of his wrist. A misstep. A huge misstep. I should have guessed it. From the hints he's given, just a few things he said here and there. It was enough to put it together, wasn't it? The most obvious one being that he always comes to me, and not the other way around. Our comfortable pattern that I recklessly interrupted. I should have known from previous encounters with closeted individuals. What's supposed to be a fun surprise appearance can turn so quickly into a desperate rally to cling to normalcy, carefully constructed lies to conceal the piece of yourself that may not be accepted, whether it's by the individual themselves or by their loved ones. Certainly an unenviable position to find oneself in. Pastil and I had been seeing a lot of each other during this past month. Was this the inevitable breaking point then? Ooh, drama. It can only become more complicated from here. But it was going so perfectly for so long. Perhaps I'm being overdramatic. I hadn't grown tired of him at all, which is precisely the problem. Unwilling to return home so soon, I walk in the direction of the apothecary. Astragalus will be able to knock some sense in me. She always does. Astragalus, are you busy? I know that wine. You've shifted into dramatic mode. Take pity on me, I'm having a bad day. Alright, yeah baby, tell me what happened. Things are slow today anyhow. Astragalus listened patiently as I explained the events of the day. I've learned to come straight to her whenever I find myself unable to make a decision. Although she often puts things far too bluntly, I do always end up feeling more grounded after her consolation. So you're upset because you overstepped his bounds. Accidentally, you always leave out key information. Now you think it's over between you two? When you put it like that, I really do sound dramatic. I mean, you are, but you also have a point. If you want to avoid things getting complicated, this is your sign to get out. I gotta say though, for two guys who aren't in a committed relationship, you sure do sound like you're in one. It's purely casual. I've still been seeing a few others in the midst of this. But all you talk about is pastillo every time you come in here. I know. I just wish I hadn't gone to return the jacket. It was supposed to be fun, but now... Yeah, honestly, I think he's being unfair. He shows up to your place whenever he wants, right? Yeah, but I don't have anything else going on. He has a respectable job and all. Sounds like you just have a less self-respect and this guy isn't treating you right. Now that's unfair. He simply said he wasn't ready. It doesn't mean, making excuses now you are really hung up on him. This is too hilarious to watch. Enough. I simply can't help it if he's just the cutest thing. Of course I don't want to stop seeing him. At that moment a familiar chime sounded, marking a customer's arrival. I turned my head instinctively to see... Periwinkle, OMG, you look so cute today. Such a cute cat girl. Why, thank you, I certainly didn't expect to see you here, Jam. Astragalus walks into the back room, still laughing at Periwinkle's expense. I've been coming here to buy your magic. Remember when you did a little demo for everyone at that one party? You totally sold me on it back then. I've done a few, so I can't recall, but I'm happy to hear it regardless. So what are you doing here, on a date or on the job? No date today, I ruined my chance at that. Oh man, what? That's such a bummer. Really never thought I'd hear of the day you of all people couldn't get a date, so you date like everyone. It'd be more accurate to say I go on dates with everyone rather than actually date them. Oh, same diff. You're like the first master. She's right, it's not as if pastillo is my only option if I'm looking for a good time. Anyway, are you going to Cherwell's party tonight? No, this is the first I've heard of it. He's throwing yet another soirée? Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't know. I suppose I've been more out of the loop on these things than usual. I haven't bothered with as many parties since. Well, you should come. They're good luck, like in terms of love and romance. I mean, I'm finally dating my best friend thanks to that last one. Ah, Marzipan, wasn't it? the names here. You weren't together before that? I knew everyone thought we were. Oh, so embarrassing. I guess what matters is we could finally be totally honest with each other too. I'm really happy. Well, congratulations, you deserve that happiness. Yeah, so like, if you ever need relationship advice, I'm your girl. Oh, but I guess you wouldn't, since you don't actually date anyone. Periwinkle hears a struggle snorting with laughter in the back room. How dare she? I came here to be comforted, not ridiculed. Jam, dear, what time did you say that party started? Oh, like a few hours from now, I think. Sorry, I can never remember the time difference between here and the netherworld. No matter, these things tend to go all night, and I prefer to arrive fashionably late. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to return home to freshen up before the soirée. Sure, see you there. Oops. Periwinkle marches home in a huff. A struggle thinks I'm lacking in self-respect. I'll show her. I'm going to find someone to spoil me tonight. Netherworld parties happen to be the perfect venue. Always filled with cute faces I haven't yet encountered. Plenty of incubi as well, they live to please their partners. It's been a while since I've slept with a demon. I'm looking forward to this now. Demon? You can be my angle, or you're a demon. So, let's go. And so a few hours later, Periwinkle arrives at the soirée. Let's see who looks available. So many colorful characters. Looks so good. Scanning the room, he spots both Jam and ᴍᴏ happily chatting with the other guests. ᴍᴏ himself certainly isn't a bad guy, but I couldn't go stealing the host of the party. ⴬ⴜ begins to gravitate toward the snack table, still scoping out the various partygoers. Plenty of candidates to choose from, however, will decide. Before he can make up his mind about who to approach, a taller demon slides into the empty space beside him to start a conversation. Lots of cute witches at this Sura, huh? Oh, so it's been decided for me. I'm already being spoiled. I didn't come here for the witches. I'm Cardamon. ⴬ⴜ so this is gonna sound weird, but do I know you from somewhere? Your dreams, perhaps? Nah, for real. Something about your face is just so familiar. I frequent this type of events, so it's likely we've crossed paths at some point. That's not it. I would have tried hitting on you if we did. Well, you're certainly free to do so now. I'll give it a shot, with your permission. This one isn't bad. I do appreciate how straightforward he's being. So, what are you here for if not the witches? I had intended to find someone to spoil me, and it could be a rumor to be good for exactly that. We are. So the rumors are true? I'm in luck then. Would you happen to have any friends who would be interested in dancing with a cute little witch like me? I could ask around. Or, better idea, you could just settle for me. I suppose you'll do. I present my hand, and Cardamon gives an exaggerated bow. He pulls me in, albeit a little clumsily, with his gigantic demon hands. Always enjoyable to be swept up in the arms of a larger man. My own hand is almost entirely consumed by his, unlike with pastilles, which fits so... Pastille? Am I still comparing everyone to him? I shake the toad and return to the moment. The pair twirls around the dance floor, losing themselves in the music. After a while, Cardamon suddenly speaks up. Oh, I think I just realized where I know you from. Really now? Yeah, you are in the magazine I work for. I'm an editor. We used your photos for an issue a couple years back. Oh, what a coincidence. I did used to do some modeling in the past. And in the past it shall remain. I'm in a different line of work now. Oh, really? That's too bad. I always thought you looked amazing. I appreciate that. Oh, this certainly complicates things. I'd much prefer to have been complete strangers. How unfortunate, just when I was beginning to enjoy myself. Wow, I can't believe I ran into you like this. Maybe it's a sign? A sign of what, dare I ask? That you should come back to modeling. I can get you in our magazine again, if you're interested, that is. I appreciate the offer, but I've moved on. It put too much of a strain on my relationship with fashion, among the other things. Well, at least take my card in case you change your mind. No, thank you, I don't see that happening. Oh, come on, you'd be so great, it feels like such a waste of talent. I'm quickly growing tired of this. Thank you for the dance, but I really should be going now. Sure. It's a bit bothersome to me how he stated to be annoyed by Cardamon being pushy, which he was, but still not as annoyed with the girl from before that was pushing constantly for the relationship with many other people. Because I noticed that she was being over pushy, as Cardamon here also was. This was fun, perhaps we'll meet again sometime. Yeah. I didn't expect to be reminded of my modeling days, of all things. Although his excitement was understandable, the way he went about it certainly ruined the mood. I hate to admit it, but I'd gone into this night far too unstable to begin with, for such a small thing to get to me. I'm not even here on my own terms, am I? This was all to prove a point. That's certainly not in the spirit of a friendly soirée. It's best I just return home and... ⴬ⴜ wait! He turns his head to find that Cardamon has chased after him, stumbling into the lonely nighter. Hey, I'm sorry if I said anything to upset you. Upset me? Perish the thought. It's simply that I'm feeling a little off tonight. I realize that I might have come here for the wrong reasons. That's a bit bothersome, yeah. I agree. Look, I'm sorry that I suddenly started talking about work. That wasn't why I approached you at all. You came here for a good time, right? Well, a party is definitely the place to find it. Heck, it's what I'm here for too, so you're not wrong to come looking for that. He's completely misread the situation, although it is starting to look salvageable from here. Anyway, please forget about the magazine stuff. It doesn't matter, we were having fun before that, right? Dancing was nice, yes. I wanna do more than just dance with you. Oh, there it is. Now we're getting somewhere. More than dance, and what could that mean? Well, don't make me spell it out. A kiss, perhaps? Sure, and well, you know, whatever else you'd like to do. As an incubus, I live to please. Since he apologizes, I may as well. Kissing is a fine start. Cardemon holds out his arms, inviting Periwinkle into a soft embrace. Periwinkle's hands glide up his chest, and he wraps his arms around the demon's neck, their faces just inches apart. He pauses. I expected him to close the gap. Pastille would have kissed me. I've grown far too accustomed to that, so I automatically... Crap, this was a mistake. Periwinkle gives him a light peck on the cheek before pulling away. My apologies, I do actually need to get going now. Huh? I shouldn't have led you on, I'm terribly sorry. Oh, no, don't worry about that. If you don't want to, it's fine. I'm a little confused too. Did I do something wrong? It's not you, you're very nice, very firm muscles. Thanks. If it were any other night, things would have gone very differently, please believe me when I say that. Seriously, is all this mysterious talk supposed to make me want you less? I'm sure you'll have great luck with the witches inside, you're very charming. Then, well, alright. Get home safe, Periwinkle. Hope to see you again on any other night, like you said. Thank you for keeping me entertained. Farewell. I shouldn't have come. What exactly have I proven here tonight? That I'm willing to pursue the first pink-haired boy I come across out of sheer desperation? I wanted Astragalus to be wrong for once. To admit that I'm hung up on someone is just... I don't feel like myself at all. Periwinkle arrives home, lazily slipping out of his shoes and dress. He tosses his hat somewhere and collapses onto the couch. Ugh, I feel even more miserable than before. Periwinkle finds himself staring at the front door, half expecting to hear a familiar knock. The state Pastille would fan me in if he were to show up tonight. I should get in bed, but he doesn't. Instead, he buries his face in the cushions and falls asleep. Chapter 4 Peach Blossoms. Periwinkle bolts awake to the sound of a knock on his door. What time is it? He rises from the couch and lightly treads over to check who might be visiting him so early in the morning. At first I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me. It took several moments to register the fact that Pastille was on my doorstep. The knocking comes again, snapping me out of my stupor. One moment, please. Periwinkle gathers up the clothes he'd left on the floor and stuffs them out of sight. Next, he scrambles into the bathroom to check his makeup. Passable, considering the circumstances, wrapping a blanket around his shoulders in an attempt to look half decent. He finally opens the door. Hi, I took the day off, so Sorry, did I wake you up? That's so sweet to visit us on his day off. Yes, I had a late night. Come in. I'll be ready in just a moment. Pastille is here, but why is he here a day off? Not that he has the day off, but that he chose to take it and then came here? Let's just put that aside for now. I need to get dressed. Periwinkle scurries back to his bedroom to change, while Pastille waits politely by the door. So, your day off, And you choose to visit me? I'm flattered. Oh, it's not just a visit. I was hoping to, take you on a date. Oh, a date? Usually we're reserved those for dinner time, haven't we? I wanted to make up for yesterday. So if you didn't have any other plans, I was thinking we could just hang out for a while. Sure, I don't mind, but... What exactly is there to make up for, my sweet? You know how I told you not to come back to the shop, even though you only showed up to do me a favor? He has it completely backwards. Periwinkle pokes his head out from the bedroom to look Pastille in the eye. Au contraire, Pastille, I should be the one to apologize for putting you in such an uncomfortable position. I shouldn't have shown up unannounced. It wasn't my intention to cause you any actual discomfort. No, I don't think I clarified my boundaries from the beginning, so... That's not your fault at all. Then it seems everything is fine now? Perhaps I could get to know those boundaries better during our date then? Why does it sound suggestive when you say it? Periwinkle retreats back to his room with a smile. This boy has truly caught me off guard. I'm almost frustrated that the spiral of guilt and confusion I lost myself in yesterday could be resolved so quickly. That's how it was. I had merely been fixating on my mistake. It had nothing to do with Pastille per se. He just happened to be the one at the center of it, so of course all of my attention was unnecessarily directed toward him. There's no problem then, which means as usual I can enjoy our date to the fullest extent. Well, do tell me where we're headed. I'll need to know if I'm going to pick something to wear. Oh, you haven't had breakfast yet, have you? Let's get something to eat first. Actually, could you come in here a moment? Yes? I thought it might be fun to have you choose what outfit I wear. Are you sure? The clean clothes are in that pile, dear. Oh, okay, Pastille begins to sort through the pile of skirts and dresses, taking extra care to fold the ones he sets aside. I wonder if the game is gonna let us pick the clothing. I will be very excited about that. How about this? He approaches the folding screen and holds the clothes out to the side for Periwinkle to take. Oh, these are nice picks, but no underwear. Weren't you already wearing some? So scandalous, Pastille, I didn't know you had it in you. Please, I'll find you a pair. I'm only teasing, my sweet. Periwinkle finally walks out fully dressed. Oh, so cute. Ready to go. Pastille looks him up and down cautiously. You're wearing some, right? We'll just have to find out later tonight, won't we? Perry! Okay, so I can only pick the accessories. It was for Pastille to pick our outfit. But he did great, so it's okay. I'm willing to wear. Maybe the bunny headband, not sure. Let me think. I wanna be a cute fairy today and... Let me think. This one. Okay, very flowery. A cute fairy. What a lovely day for a date. We walk side by side, Pastille with his hands stuffed into oversized pockets. So cute. He's in the perfect position to be clinged to, but I must refrain. I doubt he'd be comfortable with me hanging all over him in broad daylight. Besides, there's no need to jump into such overt affections just yet. When we reach the cafe, Pastille orders us some donuts to share. I wonder what else he has planned. He only mentioned hanging out. Who knows what that could entail? Munching away at our breakfast, I study his face for clues. He really is so cute. I remember the choker. He wore it on our first date as well. And that's the same barrette he left behind after one of our sleepovers. Such pointed choice in accessories. And now all my staring has embarrassed him. You're too easily flustered, my sweet. Forgive me for staring. I was just trying to intuit what you might have planned for us after this. Nothing in particular. Wandering around town is enough for me. I see loitering does facilitate conversation quite well. As long as we're out and about, we won't end up, Oh, is he going to say it? You know. Of course not. I actually like when we get to talk. I mean, not that we don't when I sleep over, it's just a different kind. True. Sorry, now I feel like I'm talking too much. Not at all, my sweet. I have to say I rather enjoy our chats as well. Even if you can't resist cutting them short once we're behind closed doors. I'm really sorry. He's simply too much fun. But this is no time for my usual teasing. I can't forget what brought us here. This is the perfect opportunity to become more deeply acquainted. I'll learn about the Pastille so that I don't end up crossing the line again. In the interest of defining boundaries, are there any subjects I should avoid bringing up with you? On that note, has there ever been anything I said that caused you discomfort in the slightest? Please don't hold back. Nothing really comes to mind. I mean, I've always felt pretty comfortable around you, so we could probably talk about anything and it'd be okay. Anything really, surely you must have some sensitive topics you'd like to avoid. I guess so, but I wouldn't really be worth talking about them with you. Actually, you might be the most attentive person I've ever met. Maybe that's why I'm not worried at all. I'm glad to hear that. But you've certainly piqued my curiosity. What kinds of sensitive topics, if you don't mind me asking? Like, for example, you've never made me feel weird about gender stuff. I certainly hope not. That one's a bit sensitive for me as well. See, that's why it feels okay to talk about with you. I'm, well, not very masculine, so I get mistaken for a girl every now and then. Not that it's something I get mad about or anything, I've always dealt with it ever since I was little. Still, it bothers me in particular since, well, you know, I'm intersex. Right. I want to be recognized as a boy, but I like wearing feminine clothes too. Yes, that's it exactly. I feel the very same, right? Like I don't want to be limited to presenting only one way, even if I'm fine with boyish clothes too. For me, it's simply about looking beautiful. I dress to fit my ideal. It's not a matter of gender, but aesthetic preference. These are the clothes I feel best in. You, look really good in them too. Why, thank you, and I must say, your sense of style never fails to impress. I'm glad you like it. Pastille sips his drink, while Periwinkle continues. When I was young, I didn't have the confidence to dress so beautifully. Can you even imagine it? You without confidence? No, I'm not sure that's possible. Right, I suppose I was a different person back then. Where I grew up, things were much more black and white. You were either a boy or a girl, and you had to dress accordingly. That sounds harsh. It very much was. I was completely miserable. Perhaps it's because I come from that sort of environment that I wanted to be known. I look this glamorous as a boy. Not to say that this is easy for any gender, I only wish for my efforts to be acknowledged. I think that's just your competitive spirit again. See, you truly understand me. They laugh together. Periwinkle relaxes into his chair and finishes his drink with a big smile on his face. Pastille and I depart from the cafe and make our way down the street. With no destination in mind, the details of our surroundings, things I've never really paid any mind to, make themselves known. Aromas from the bakery, the flower shop, the patisserie, each distinct and enticing. I'm left with a peaceful feeling as we pass each of them by. Now there's a fun idea, a scent that transforms over time, giving you a sense of place. But I shouldn't be thinking about work while I'm on a date. I turn my attention back to Pastille. With gender thoroughly discussed, the next personal question would have to be, sexuality. Which type of partner gets you the most hot and bothered? Shh, you can't just shout those words in the middle of a crowd. Who's even listening? Certainly wasn't shouting. Please don't talk about that stuff too loudly, people will start giving us weird looks. Shall I whisper it into your ear then? That's even worse. Now who's shouting? Pastille glances around, but despite his outburst, Periwinkle was right. None had turned their way. Sorry, I guess it's okay. Feel free to stop me if I'm being too much, yes? There's nothing wrong with being a little too much. I imagined you'd say so, returning to the topic at hand. I've been with all sorts of partners, I'd say I can appreciate just about anyone. But I must admit, I prefer witch boys above all others. I would also say witch boys. Care to elaborate, my sweet? Nope, that's all I have to say on the matter. I have to tease it out of you later then. We follow along the twisting streets of the shopping district, looking in each of the windows as we pass them by. This is my favorite part of town, filled with all the high-end boutiques you could dream of. The mannequins from one of them catch my eye, and I lightly grab Pastille's sleeve to draw his attention. It looks so good in that, don't you think? Really? I don't know if something so extravagant would really suit me. Nonsense, you could pull it off. The accents match your eyes. I guess they do. But you'd look great in that one too. And that one. You're pointing to everything. Yes, well, the alternative would be to say that I'd like to see you in nothing at all. Do you go clothes shopping often? You have such a variety of cute looks. Every now and then, but I can't afford the kinds of stuff they sell here. It is rather pricey, but the brands are worth it. I really don't know anything about fashion, I just end up picking whatever stands out to me. As it should be, you're better off not becoming obsessed with these things. It certainly isn't easy on the wallet. I'll leave the brand name stuff to you then. Just seeing them is enough for me. Just seeing them, not stripping them off of me. After our little fashion circuit, we end up near the cafe where we'd started. I've certainly worked him up enough to take home right away, but that would mean cutting our date short, and what a shame that would be. I skip ahead of Pastille and twirl around to face him. There's somewhere I'd like to take you. Sure. I realize I've seen your workplace, but you haven't seen mine. It's a little apothecary, also my magic tool for distribution. An apothecary? I thought you sold perfumes. Technically, that's all they are. I don't claim they deliver any lasting health benefits. They are more for healing the mind, anxiety, stress, and any other unpleasant feelings can be lifted away with just the right aromas. It's more effective for some than others, but for those sensitive to such things, it can make quite the difference. And now I fear I've bored you with all this uninteresting word chatter. No, that's not it at all. I was just thinking. It's really admirable that your magic can be used to help people like that. Admirable? Selling candy, I think, makes people happy too. Maybe that's what's fun about it. Not that I'd ever claim our candy is healthy either. If anything, you might get cavities. The witch who owns the apothecary really liked the sample I passed along to her. Perhaps she asked to distribute your candies as well. My boss would never agree to that. Anyway, I'd be happy to see it. Lead the way. Very well, follow me. When we enter the apothecary, it looks to be completely empty. Astragalus usually sits in the back room, consumed in her work until she hears the chime of a customer entering. If you ask me, she could really use another helper to liven up the place. But I suppose the hustle and bustle of an ever-busy shop would have its own setbacks. Feel free to look around. I'm going to go and greet the owner. Sure. Periwinkle leans over the counter to peek into the back room. Astragalus, you have a customer? Oh, Periwinkle, didn't expect to see you back so soon. I brought Pastille, we're on a date. Okay. She looks over at Pastille, who waves. When he notices he's being watched, Astragalus turns back to Periwinkle. I take it you decided not to heed my advice. What advice? Why bother coming to me if you're just gonna do whatever you want? Well, whatever. Is there a reason you're here? I thought I'd drop by to give you a little update. As you can see, everything is fine now. Sure, very normal of you to suddenly bring one of your dates here. Is it not? I visit you all the time. Yeah, not for stuff like this. Anyway, I wanted you to meet Pastille. Pastille, come over here. Startled by suddenly being called upon, Pastille fumbles the bottle he was holding and it crashes onto the floor. Oh no. Hey, you break it, you buy it. Sorry, I can fix it. Pastille sweeps the pieces of the bottle into a pile along with its powdered contents. He holds his hands over the pile, now glowing with magic, and the three of them watch as it reassembles perfectly before them. Impressive, he's done it so quickly. There, good as new. Bring it here. Sure, sorry. I can't help but feel I've put Pastille in yet another uncomfortable situation. Damn, can't even tell it was ever busted up. This kind of magic your specialty? Not really, I only learned it because I thought it'd come in handy. Astragalus continues inspecting the bottle, and then takes it into the back room without saying another word. Wow, I suppose she was impressed too. Is she mad at me? I can't really tell. It looks like you were spared today. That spell really saved you. I can't believe it. I did that. I'm not usually this clumsy, I swear. Oh, but wouldn't it be adorable if you were? Pastille the clothes? No, I'm just gonna go wait outside. Don't be too hard on yourself. I promise you made a better impression than you think. Pastille walks out of the apothecary and I lean against the counter waiting for Astragalus to re-emerge from the back room. But when she does, it's with a bag full of… well, I'm not quite sure. Where'd your boyfriend go? You shouldn't call him that, might I ask, what is it you're holding? Busted lamp, I've been meaning to glue it back together myself until I saw the opportunity to save myself the trouble. How offensive, take it to a repair shop like everyone else. Nah, waste of money, you better keep that boy around, he's useful. You've certainly changed your tune. He's cute, I get a good vibe from him. Anyway, bring him back in some time so I can get this lamp fixed, got it? He won't be doing that. Seriously though, where I'm from, we were taught that you can tell a lot about a witch from their magic. And he is very empathetic, sincere, compassionate. Well, you aren't wrong, but how can you judge that sort of thing after witnessing one little spell? Wouldn't you like to know? I don't need your superstitions, I have a date to get back to. Alright, have fun, Periwinkle. Oh, I very much intend to. Smiling to himself, Periwinkle strides confidently out the door to where Pastille is waiting. Hi, do I still need to pay for that bottle? She didn't mention it. Phew, I'm glad I could fix it. I was worried it might be expensive. You never told me you were so good with magic. As I recall, you said you had been living without it. Yeah, mostly. I'll get into the reasons why, but I got back into studying it recently. A struggle certainly told you were talented. I'm impressed too, of course. Thanks. If only I could use magic to stop myself from being a klutz. Oh, are you embracing that nickname now? No, please go back to saying my sweet. I feel like that one so much, I suppose I have no choice. I just meant... Never mind, don't call me anything. Oh, Pastille. We resume our stroll around the town. This time it's Pastille who takes the lead. He seems to have some place in mind, but hasn't said as much. He merely takes my hand and leads me up a labyrinth of stairs. And once we reach the top... Oh, the cherry blossom petals. A gust of wind swoops through the trees overhead, showering us in flower petals. Oh, peach blossoms. Oh, so it was peach. It's nice, isn't it? I can't help but think you're trying to tell me something right now. Huh? Don't you remember my aphrodisiac was also peach-scented? I wasn't thinking about that. I just was trying to think of other places we could go, and this one came to mind. It's lovely, very romantic. Straight out of a shoujo manga, honestly. How does he know I'm weak to such things? We don't have to stay, I mean, we've already walked around so much. It's okay if you wanna head back now. No! Not to do things, I just mean... I'm gonna stop talking, but still... Yes? You've presented me quite the conundrum. If I kiss you now, you'd definitely want to return home with me as soon as possible. But I wasn't done learning all about you. I'm not ready for our date to end. Oh, that is a conundrum. Yes, you see, both options are equally appealing. However, can I decide? Well, it's still light out. Maybe we can hold back until after dinner. Or I could have you for dinner. On the other hand, you bring up a valid point. Holding back is fun in itself. Do you expect me to recover after what you just said? See, this is quite fun. It's decided then. The date continues. I give Pastille a moment to claim himself. We walk up to the railing and look out at the town. You can see Atelier Suites from here, and the train station next to it. My house is somewhere in a row of similarly built homes, inconspicuous. Fallen petals litter the bricks at our feet, with every little breeze carrying a few more over the railing to land somewhere unknown. After watching them for a while, I turn back to Pastille. Tell me about your magic. Oh, okay, what do you want to know? Your specialty, dear. If you are that good at reconstruction, I imagine it must fall somewhere in that category. Not really, I'm actually an astral witch. My, how rare, and what exactly does that entail for you? Well, I mostly use it for fire spells like anyone else. Forgive me, I'm not well versed in magic theory, but doesn't astral magic have something to do with creation? It does, but that stuff is pretty advanced. I haven't been able to find any books explaining how to use it. Which is probably for the best, actually. No one should be allowed to go around creating souls spontaneously. Pastille rubs the back of his neck, looking off into the distance. He seems so troubled by the subject. I suppose because he had been living without magic, it may feel strange to openly discuss it. An astral witch, though. I wouldn't have guessed. Putting two and two together, one thing makes perfect sense now. So the famous Atelier Suites golem was your creation? Is she really that famous? I'd expect our sales to be a little better if that were the case. But yeah, just don't go around telling everyone. I didn't know what I was doing when I made her. So this apart from one of the other games by the same developer. I did read about the golem in their description. Actually, there is a game like located at a sweet shop if I recall properly, so yeah, they're well connected. I'm gonna play the first two some other day. Fortunately, I did read that you can enjoy this game without having read previously the other two, so it's okay. What an amazing feat! And yet you sound almost ashamed of it. It's not like I regret it or anything. Gumdrop is really great. I feel bad that she's stuck in a body with so many limitations, like she didn't ask to be made that way. I didn't know you could even make golems that felt real emotions. So of course I never considered any of that. Sorry to go off about it. I've just been feeling guilty lately, kind of a heavy topic. no, thank you for telling me. It's as if I discovered a whole new side of you today. I'm grateful to know it. Thanks for listening. I don't get many chances to talk about things like this, so I'm grateful for it too. Hearing you speak of her too, I'd love to meet this golem of yours one day. Sure, maybe one day. Pastille is amazing. I've never met anyone who would downplay their talents this much. I could ask 1,000 questions and still only scratch the surface. My, now I'm the insatiable one. How the tables have turned. We decide it's time to move on and descend the stairs from whence we came. Still chatting endlessly as we decide where we'll wander to next. Over dinner, Pastille opens up a little more. We trade anecdotes, listening intently to each other's stories, no matter how unremarkable the events told within them. I could never tire of it. I was hooked by his every word. Alas, the hours flew by, and our day together was quickly approaching its end. But now we had the whole night to look forward to. The sun was on its way down. As we emerged back onto the street, the atmosphere was so different than it had been just a short while ago. Pastille brushes his bangs aside and asks, "Do you wanna head back? It's starting to get late." You've waited so patiently to be able to say that. It's not like you aren't thinking of it too. Let's go through the park. It's a shorter walk. Sure, after you. 괰ᴍᴜ extends his hand, which Pastille takes without hesitation. Under cover of dusk, they walk toward the park, with fingers gently intertwined. This park during twilight hours is nearly always deserted. Tonight was no exception. We had the entire place to ourselves. This way I can cling to Pastille all I want, and on top of that… What are you smiling about? Finally no one's around. We can talk about all the inappropriate things we want. I knew there was something dangerous about taking this shortcut. It's okay then, right? No one will overhear your lascivious confessions. Okay, well, what do you want to know? Oh, I didn't think you'd actually agree. I don't have anything prepared. Well, really? How anticlimactic. Unless you're trying to tell me how much you love being domed. I'm not gonna say that. Any fetishes then? I have experience with all sorts, you know. This is too much, I need to sit down. Pastille begins his retreat to a nearby bench. Are you perhaps into fooling around outdoors? That's illegal. Only kidding. 괰ᴍᴜ follows Pastille to the bench and sits down beside him, leaning his head on his shoulder. Your sweatshirt is so warm. Are you upset with me for suggesting such a scandalous idea? No, but if you cling to me too much, I'm worried I might change my mind. I wouldn't want to compromise your morals, but I'd also hate to let it go. Pastille laughs at that, resigned to his fate. The pair sits in comfortable silence for a while, listening only to the sound of the fountain before them. 괰ᴜ can start to feel himself being lulled to sleep by it, and so he tries picking up again. I don't know what it is about you, Pastille. You've talked all day, and yet I still don't feel like it's enough. I didn't really expect to be out this late either. It just kind of happened. This was all supposed to be for a play, wasn't it? Forgive me for putting it so bluntly. I guess it was. But still, I have to get back to my place so I can… Excuse you? You really are being so blunt right now. We have to… It's the entire purpose of fair play, isn't it? How could you have let it go on this long? Well, we could head back right now. Yes. You're gonna have to stand up first, in a moment. But trapped in their comfortable position on that bench, 괰ᴜ is unable to stand in the end. Instead, he falls asleep, to the sounds of the fountain and Pastille's beating heart. Chapter 5 – Stifled Emotion. 괰ᴜ wakes up in his bed the next morning, alone. Pastille? No response, no evidence of him either, none of his clothes laying about, no blankets out of place. I'm wearing pajamas, though I don't remember changing into them. In fact, I don't remember coming home at all. Did I fall asleep then? I vaguely remember being carried, but… He pauses, and then suddenly throws the covers off himself and leaves from bed. He truly isn't here, and he changed my clothes. Was I conscious for that? I fell asleep before we could… 괰ᴜ paces around his room, desperately running through the events of the previous night. We're on our way here, we stopped to rest, but it was so comfortable that this is unheard of. This is the first time something like this has ever happened. We had such a nice day together. The perfect day, really. I should have ended with a bang. Normally it would have, we both very much wanted it to. So how could I have let myself fall asleep like that? No, there's no need to panic, I simply lost track of time. We had been walking around all day, of course I would be worn out by the end of it. I should have accounted for that, a simple mistake. One that completely nullified all the tension I had so gradually built up. Had I gotten lost in the performance then? The romantic flourish meant only to heighten the intensity of the passionate night to come. It's roleplay, pretend. The only thing genuine about it is the lust that it masks. For me to have reached a point of satisfaction before the intended finale would mean it was just a legitimate romantic date. Periwinkle stops in his tracks. He returns back toward his bed and crawls under the covers, wrapping himself up in them. Have I ever had one of those before? I mean, I certainly don't expect every day to end in a sexual encounter. Sometimes a partner just isn't ready or something comes up. It isn't that sex was over, no, it's that we never even reached the bedroom. That's never happened. The thought sinks in. Periwinkle slowly unwraps himself from his blankets and sits up in bed. I'm overreacting. Yes, I'm merely embarrassed that I had to be carried home and tucked into bed, to be taken care of like that. Usually I'm the one who takes care of things, now I just feel ridiculous. Something isn't right here, there has to be an explanation. It's safe to admit at this point that I am very sensitive to matters that involve Pastille, but where did that begin? It couldn't have started just the other day. Things were relatively normal too. I was seeing him quite often, more so than other partners in the past. This has progressed too far beyond casual. What could have caused this? He thinks for a moment before walking out of his bedroom with purposeful strides. Going immediately to the bookcase, he tosses a few things aside and pulls down the box of his favorite perfumes. He then carefully extracts the bottle filled with pale pink liquid. You must be the culprit. This aphrodisiac. No. Love potion. I wanted to see Pastille's reaction when I called it that. An inconsequential little joke. But it's kept coming up. There must be something to it. Could the peach blossoms yesterday have further amplified its effects? Yes, it all makes sense now. Whether it be by my own magic or some kind of chain reaction with pastilles. I've somehow unintentionally created a scent that invokes romantic obsession in witches. There's research to be done. I have to put an end to these artificially inspired feelings. He's being a bit delusional, I think. I'll create an anti-aphrodisiac then, something to cancel out its effects, at which point everything will go back to normal, there's no problem at all. Convinced by his new theory, Periwinkle dresses himself and heads out to find a solution. Light earrings and... cattail. Let's go. I head directly to the potion supply shop just a few blocks away. It's brewing with reference materials, though I usually only come to purchase magic containers, the vials to hold my perfumes. Navigating their shelves of spell manuals and encyclopedias, I find myself somewhat overwhelmed. But soon the shopkeeper comes to my aid. Good afternoon, Periwinkle, and what might you be looking for today? New bottles? A book? Or perhaps me? Amaretti, it's lovely to see you, but I'm strictly here for business. Playing the professional today, I see. Your loss? Few witches have ever come close to my level of flirty energy, but Amaretti is one of them. We may have fooled around at a party once or twice, but who's to say? As much as her company would be a welcome distraction, I'm afraid removing my self-inflicted curse takes priority. There is actually something you can help me with. But first, would you happen to know anything about aphrodisiacs? Aphrodisiacs, magic that sways the heart, stimulates the libido. They do end up being classified as dark magic because of the manipulative aspects, but a few popular spell books happen to contain instructions for consensual usage. Is that what you'd be looking for? Yes, right here. Assuming those books also contain instructions for cancelling the effects. Did something go wrong in the bedroom? You can tell me, nothing to get embarrassed about. No, it's much more complicated than that. Which spellbooks did you say I could find this information in? I'd like to look through them if possible. You're lying to me, aren't you? You just want to learn these spells to spice things up in the bedroom. Not everything is related to sex, Amaretti. Love, then? No, you aren't the type. Come on, why won't you just tell me? I can't help if you won't give up any details. I want to know is whether or not aphrodisiac-induced feelings of romantic love can be nullified. The details aren't important. So it is love. Why does she insist on wasting my time? A larger sounding toot from down the aisle startles both Amaretti and Periwinkle. The pair turns to see a much shorter witch standing there, fuming. Ugh, I have to listen to you two ignoramuses babble on for another second. I'm going to lose it. There was another customer here. How long have they been listening? First off, stop conflating aphrodisiacs and love potions. They are entirely separate categories. A witch who sells potion supplies should at least know that much. You saw a whole book about it right there. She gestures to the thick tome she had slammed onto the floor at the beginning of her outburst. So that's the one I was thinking of. You'll find everything you need to know about cancelling your love spell in there, Periwinkle. No, you won't. You won't? Because it's not a freaking love spell to begin with. I find it majorly unlikely someone's been able to pull off a spell like that when I've been trying for literally years. Well, thank you. That certainly answers my question. Since you're familiar with these things, I must ask, if not a love spell, could it have been a side effect of some other type of magic? Ha! A side effect? You think it's so easy it could be tackled on just like that? Placebo effect is more like it, in which case all you'd need to do is stop thinking about it and it go away. Dumbo. Oh really? That saves me so much trouble. Thanks for the advice. If the shopkeeper would have done her research. The witch's anger shouts faced into placated mumbles as she storms out of the shop. You handled that so well. You should work in retail. Oh, so I'm the one in need of a new career now, after that exchange? Amaretti gives a nervous laugh and steps away to return the spell book to its proper shelf. After bidding her farewell, Periwinkle exits the store to begin his short walk home. A placebo. Of course it was just a placebo. I should have thought of it sooner. There was never any cause for alarm. This is just like before. It has nothing to do with Pastille. He just happens to be the one my mind is fixating on. It's precisely as the temperamental little witch said. If I stop thinking about him, the problem will resolve on its own. And so I must take a few days to focus on myself. At least until I can find my way out of this odd state I've ended up in. Operation Stop Thinking About Pastille, Day 1. Let's see, the optimal distracting task would be work, of course. Perhaps I could begin with the transforming aroma I thought of yesterday. But that idea came about during our date. I should be avoiding any unknown memories I tied to him at the moment. This may prove more difficult than I anticipated. No matter, I'll just warm up with a nice bergamot scent for now. Periwinkle retrieves a few empty vials from his box of perfume supplies and raises his wand. The blue nails are so cute, but instead of the bright green drops he expected, what comes out is a familiar pale pink. Peach? That isn't right at all. He seals the bottle and moves on to the next, which, much to his dismay, yields the same result. Okay, magic is tied to emotions. I mustn't get frustrated. I have to focus. Deep breaths. It never helped to force it. Just imagine the desired scent and... He tries for a third time, and yet... Peach again? This is a waste of supplies, so much for my attempt at diligence. If I can conjure other scents, I have to find something else to occupy my time. Housework, I can finally get some chores done around here. Nothing could possibly distract me from finishing them today. They are the distraction. Oh, that's right, I still had laundry to put away, didn't I? Periwinkle walks into his bedroom to face the pile of clothes he hadn't folded yet. Whenever I tell myself I'll get to it later, I tend to leave it for days, but the single large pile he expected wasn't there. Instead, it was split in two, with one half already neatly folded. I don't remember making this much progress. No, Pastille did this, didn't he? When he came to pick me up yesterday. Curses, he's too good. I can't touch this right now. Ⴂᴏᴇ covers the pile of neatly folded clothes with the rest of the unfolded ones in retaliation. There, one less reminder to worry about. Now I'm going to have to think of something else to do. So far my attempts at forgetting about Pastille have been completely futile, but that's perfectly fine, no one said it was going to be easy. Ironically, the more you tell yourself not to think of something, the more your mind will be enticed by it. I mustn't let this consume me, I have to find a way to relax. A nice bath should help to calm my nerves. Later that evening, I'm feeling so refreshed I could do just about anything. I should try cooking for myself tonight. Now there's a task that will require my full attention. ⴂᴏᴇ opens up the fridge for ideas. A pint of milk, a few cups of yogurt, some eggs, whipped cream. There isn't much in the way of meals, is there? This is why I never cook. But I could try making an omelette breakfast for dinner. Oh, what fun! ⴂᴏᴇ cheerfully reaches for the eggs, then pauses. Actually, can I cook without magic? He turns to face the stove. This burner is the kind you'd light with a spell. I'm far too nervous my magic is going to come out smelling of peaches again. ⴂᴏᴇ slams the fridge shut. Forget cooking. What was I thinking? I'm not cut out to be a chef. Pastille, on the other hand. No, thinking of him is in this delightful domestic context is especially banned. No matter how much I want to eat his cooking now, he's obviously the type to be good at it. This is depressing. I'm already right back to where I started. I just ordered takeout. ⴂᴏᴇ goes to bed that night, utterly incapable of forgetting about Pastille. Operation Seriously don't think about that boy day too. I've tried working, I've tried doing chores, I've even tried to cook all miserable failures. That's why today I'm taking drastic measures, complete escapism. I return to my roots. I will read one of my favorite series. If nothing else, it should make a nice source of inspiration. ⴂᴏᴇ pulls out a volume on one of a certain manga from his bookshelf. Fabric of our love, how many years has it been? The dresses were always drawn so beautifully in this series, I still think of them from time to time. It's the story of a girl who's fallen for a handsome prince, standard fare for the types of manga I read. Her mother is a talented seamstress who designs all sorts of dazzling gowns for her to wear, and when the prince sees her in one, he becomes smitten with her. At first, she's in heaven, this is the prince of her dreams, but she soon wonders if the prince is only attracted to the dresses, the glamour, and not the poor girl underneath, until the prince reveals, I shouldn't spoil it, the ending is too sweet. After admiring the cover art for a while, ⴂᴏᴇ finally opens the book and begins to read. Just as lovely as I remember, such delicate line work. Goodness, I love this art piece of the manga panels. So pretty in the toilet, super fluffy. I wouldn't blame that prince for noticing for the dresses before the girl. They really are so beautiful. Come to think of it, the way this prince is drawn. His short fluffy hair, his gentle features remind me of... There we go. ⴂᴏᴇ closes the book in a panic. That was dangerous, I can't risk even thinking his name. And there's even a later chapter where he's dressed in servant's clothing. There are too many parallels. ⴂᴏᴇ rolls across his bed and slides the book back into its place on his shelf. This isn't fair. How can one of my most beloved series be off limits in my time of need? He scans through the different titles once more before landing on a 12-volume series. I don't remember this one as clearly, but as an ogre story, it should be safe. ⴂᴏᴇ pulls the new book from his shelf and quickly immerses himself in its fictional world. Before I knew it, I'd finished reading all 12 volumes. The whole day had flown right by. I couldn't help but keep turning the pages. The story was so much more than I remembered. The protagonist was nothing to write home about. That her childhood friend, what a moving character arc. She's very charismatic from the start, the kind of person you think has it all figured out, but you couldn't be more wrong. Over the course of the series, she goes through so many love interests. Back in the day, I had assumed it was because the author couldn't make up their mind, but reading it all at once, it must have been planned from the beginning. These doomed relationships are merely self-sabotage, a distraction from pursuing her one true love. She never realizes the obvious answer until the very end, and what an emotional finale. When she finally confesses and the two girls share their first kiss, the fireworks, could anything be more romantic? Her tears of happiness, finally being honest with herself and with her best friend, how lovely. The wall of loneliness that is her character was portrayed so flawlessly. She's the most real of them all. Ending the story any other way would have been an injustice. She deserves the world. I know own this author's follow-up series as well, don't I? Time to get some snacks and start searching for it. I can't resist diving in right away. Operation Escape Reality Day 3. 괰ᴍᴜᴜ continued to read. And read. And read. Until he heard a knock at his door. Pastille? No, that isn't his knock. Oh wait, I was trying to forget about him. Though I suppose it means I was successful for a while. I even forgot that I was avoiding something to begin with. When he opens the door, 괰ᴜᴜ is greeted by a small crowd of friends and acquaintances. 괰ᴜᴜ, get dressed, we're hitting the clubs. Wow, the whole cavalry is arrived. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to decline. Tonight isn't going to work for me. What? But no one's seen you in ages. You haven't abandoned us for a new scene, have you? Oh, nothing like that. I've just been a little preoccupied. I'm taking some time to myself at the moment. Nothing wrong with a little self-care, but are you sure you don't want to come out and enjoy the nightlife? I don't know. I've fallen so far behind on my work. Making up excuses, aren't we? Choosing work over getting laid, now I know something's up with you. How offensive! I have more going on than just going out and flirting with everyone I meet. Of course. That's what your life was before too, work and nightlife. I do appreciate the invitation too. Thank you for thinking of me. We just had to come and make sure you were still alive. The clubs are lonely without you. I have to make my grand return some other time then. Have a lovely evening. I wonder where Pastille is all of these days too. He sort of disappeared. The group waves goodbye and disappears into the night. It's been a while since I've had to turn them down. 괰ᴜᴜ leans his back against the door and sighs. I'm definitely not in any state to go clubbing right now. No matter how much it warms my heart to know that I missed it, I'll be making the same mistake as the other night. I can go recklessly diving into the comforting arms of another as long as my mind is still hung up on Pastille. But how long will I remain in this state? Shutting myself away, binging reading comics. These were emergency measures. I can't avoid the outside world forever. In any case, shouldn't Pastille be returning here at some point? From where we left off, I'd have expected him to come knocking as soon as possible. And yet it's been 3 full days now, hasn't it? So we noticed that. How long could he possibly abstain from my touch? Or is something wrong? I shouldn't be thinking about any of this, but I'm beginning to feel annoyed, confused. If he never comes back, I suppose my problem would go away on its own, but I hate the thought of that. As things are now, I'd only be haunted by thoughts of what I could have possibly done wrong. What is my plan then? Continue to ping-pong back and forth between these extreme emotional states? He rubs his eyes in exhaustion. I'll worry about this tomorrow. 괰ᴜᴜ steps back into his room and tucks himself into bed with his books. But an hour later, another knock comes. This time, the pattern is unmistakable. Pastille is here. Well. So he's come after all. Despite all my hard work of trying to forget, I've actually been waiting for this moment, haven't I? I don't care what these feelings might mean anymore. I'm tired of fighting them. Finally, I just want Pastille. He opens the door and sure enough, Pastille's the one he finds standing there. Hi. Why, good evening. And what could you have possibly come for at this hour? To pick up where we left off the other night, maybe? It's about time. Come in. Sorry, I meant to come see you again sooner. I had a few things to sort out before I... Hush now. That's not where we left off at all, was it? Yeah, I guess not. I'm more interested in how you got me home that night. You see, the last thing I remember is sitting on that bench. Well, I was having a hard time waking you up, so I just ended up carrying you. The whole way by yourself? I mean, having a broom to ride helped a lot. 괰ᴜᴜ closes in. We rode it together then. That was the easiest way, yes. You must have held me close, so I wouldn't fall. I did. Putting your hands all over me, I didn't feel you up while you were unconscious. He gives him a big kiss. I was only kidding. But you also changed my clothes, because I thought you'd be more comfortable that way. It was an innocent gesture. I can't believe you saw my bare chest. I've already seen it. Yeah. Pastille suddenly lifts him by the waist and hoists him over his shoulder. I'm gonna end the stream once I finish the game, by the way. Pastille! Wah, please handle me more delicately. When they reach the bed, Pastille falls backwards onto it, taking 괶ᴜᴜ with him. They pause there a moment, laughs fading to soft breaths. You forgot to turn the light off. Well, I can't get up now. How can he be so impatient after making me wait for so long? Oh well. Chapter 6: Longing. I awake to a rustling sound. My bed is empty again, but when I roll over, Pastille is there, standing in front of my closet. I sit up, rubbing the sleep from my eyes. He's holding a box. As he lifts it on the top shelf, its contents shift, making a clattering noise. Utterly confused as to what he's doing, I finally call out to him. Pastille? Sorry, I didn't break anything, I promise. What are you doing in my closet? Huh? You said I could clean up. Oh, is there anything I won't agree to in my sleep? I'm sorry, I thought you were awake when I asked it. I'll stop. It's fine, I just didn't expect to wake up to you rifling through my things. That really wasn't my intention, I just felt like organizing stuff. What do people normally do on the morning after? I guess I should have made breakfast. Oh, I want to eat pancakes. Great, I'll make some. Pastille practically bolts from the room to get started on cooking. Oh, Pastille. Looking around the room, he did much more than organize my closet. The books I'd been reading were all tucked back into their proper places on the bookshelf. The clothes that had been strewn across the floor, or otherwise left hanging in ridiculous places, now sat in the hamper, waiting to be washed. Even the pile of unfolded laundry I had previously abandoned was now absent or properly folded and placed into the appropriate drawers by Pastille. In a word, I'm in Eve. How long had he been at this, and all while I slept? Oh no. What was this comment about rain, as I think I missed it? It shouldn't even be possible. I have so much more floor space than I remembered. How did he manage to do that? 괶ᴜᴜ puts on a fresh pair of pajamas and walks out to the kitchen in a daze. Hey, pancakes are ready. Oh, is it too soon to say I love you? Please enjoy. 괶ᴜᴜ takes his seat at the table and digs in. They're delicious, perfectly light and fluffy, the optimal amount of syrup and whipped cream. Every bite is so heavenly, I could cry. I've never felt so emotional over food. What has this boy done to me? I was right about him being the culinary type. I didn't think I would get to try his cooking so soon. This is a surprise attack. But how did those get there? I have to ask. But still, where did you get these strawberries? Oh, I saw you had some jam, so I used a little magic to change its form. Is that okay? Maybe I should have asked it first. I just remember you liked strawberries, so... Is there any limit to how thoughtful one can be? It's more than okay. This is the best breakfast I've ever had. I'm sure you're exaggerating, they're just pancakes. Careful, my sweet, if you say it like that, I'm going to start asking you to cook me my everyday meal. Fine, you got me, they're special gourmet pancakes I can only whip up every once in a while. Lucky me. 괶ᴜᴜ finishes his pancakes, while Pastille begins washing the dishes. This may just be the most spoiled I've ever felt. Being with Pastille is like getting caught in an endless whirlwind of positive feelings. No wonder I've become obsessed with him. This boy is dangerously kind. After these past few emotionally tumultuous days, how could I possibly turn away from his comfort? 괶ᴜᴜ rests his elbows on the table, head tilted into palm as he watches Pastille in his kitchen. Out of curiosity, Earlier, before I woke up, what made you ask to start cleaning my room? Oh, I noticed that it was getting harder to walk around. I think I stepped on some of your clothes when I carried you in there last night. Sorry. There's nothing to apologize for, it was fun. Anyway, I felt a little bad about it. So I figured if I'm going to be coming back here so often, I might as well help clean. I'm not getting ahead of myself, am I? Sorry, I didn't mean. Not at all. Startled by the sudden outburst, Pastille stops what he's doing. My silly Pastille. Mr. Edith, you're always welcome here. Oh, well, thank you. Fine. Okay, enough, I'll admit it. I'm stupidly, desperately, absolutely, ridiculously in love with Pastille. There, I said it, or at least I'm saying it to myself. Accept this, Pastille is incredible, who wouldn't fall for him? I don't want anyone else anymore. I've been poisoned by this perfect boy. The problem now is what to do about it. Weird question, but would you want to, date you? Yes. Clean the rest of your house together. It would be more fun than it sounds, and if you get bored, we can do something else. Pastille, I just thought if we did it together, you'd get a say in where everything goes, so nothing ends up getting lost. Pastille, and it's totally fine if you don't want me going through your stuff anymore. We really don't have to. Pastille is fine. I think it's a lovely idea. Really? Yes. In fact, I'd appreciate your help. One thing or another has always come up when I try to clean on my own. I'm simply useless at it. Then I'll take the lead. I wanted to start with these boxes by the coach. Pastille already had a plan for everything, it seemed. His energy was contagious. He was right that it would be fun. It was entertaining even just watching him go. To see him dart around the room so energetically, finding the perfect place for every little thing. He truly has a talent for organization. Meanwhile, I mostly played the role of assistant. He would ask for my input every now and then or instruct me to place something he found somewhere across the room. He made little decisions like that so easily. If it were me, I'd get stuck on everyone. But he saw everything through effortlessly. It was nothing short of amazing. And so in a short few hours, the entire house had become neat and tidy. Okay, I think I'm satisfied, you? Don't you think you deserve to be rewarded for all your hard work? I should have seen that one coming. But no, not right now. I should actually get going. You won't stay? I promised Gumdrop I'd be back for the afternoon shift. She'll start to worry if I don't come back soon. I'll save your reward for next time then. Pastille slips on his jacket and shoes. Just before he leaves, he turns back to face Periwinkle. By the way, I was thinking. Yes? There are some days my friends travel out of town for alchemy stuff. So if you ever wanted to drop by while I'm working on those days, I think that'd be okay. That's the most I can do right now. Sorry. I'll gladly take you up on that. I'll gladly take you up on that. I'd love to keep you company. Great. Okay then. Pastille gives him a quick peck on the cheek before saying goodbye and walking out the door. What was all of that? It was extremely domestic. I can't be imagining things, can I? He said it was okay to come and visit him. That has to mean something, doesn't it? Periwinkle begins pacing around the room. Now, let's not get carried away. This is a delicate situation. Dropping these intense feelings onto him out of nowhere may only serve to scare him off. Neither of us was looking for a committed relationship from the beginning. That was made explicitly clear early on. And yet, he isn't playing fair. My heart can't take this. Periwinkle throws himself onto the couch dramatically. There's no way I'll be able to stop thinking of him now. Even being at home has become a reminder in the end of itself. Everything is nice because of him, and now I'm suffering. This is simply too much. There has to be a way for me to safely indulge in these romantic feelings. Things are fine as they are, progressing even. If I just let it run its natural course, then maybe we'll end up. What do I want out of this? To be with him forever? Me? I haven't had a single healthy long-term relationship in my entire life. Love isn't in the cards for someone like me. I can't even recognize myself right now. Calm down. I'm overreacting again. Nothing has effectively changed just yet. I can't keep fighting myself on this. I'm in love with Pastille, no matter what it entails, that's the reality. He still isn't quite ready for me to meet his friends, which means there isn't any room to advance further at the moment. I have to be patient. At the very least, I hope accepting all this lets my magic return to normal. I need a nap. And so after the next few weeks, ⴰᴍᴜ will come by Atelier Sweets to spend time with Pastille. Accessories. I think white ribbons are like my favorite. Okay, let's go with white ribbons. And the light choker, okay. He always stood there so sweetly behind the counter, and then I would waltz in, pretending to be just another customer browsing the aisles before meandering over to him. Others would stop in every now and again, but there was ample time in which I had him completely to myself. That's when I take the opportunity to chat. This place smells just like you, my sweet. I think it's the other way around. Do I smell like candy or something? Why else do you think I want to eat you up? Please don't say things like that when there are customers here. Customers? I don't see anyone. I know, I mean just in general. You don't want to get turned on at work? That's not allowed. Our exchanges were mostly innocent, unlike other partners I've paid visits to in the past. He was very adamant about not fooling around at work. Not that it ever stopped me from teasing him about it. ⴰᴜ watches as Pastille, armed with a rag and a bottle of cleaner, sprays down the counter in front of him. I think I underestimated your love of cleaning. Are you making fun of me? This is my job, you know. Oh, should I have paid you when you cleaned my house? I'll send you an invoice. Could I pay you in kisses? That's hard to turn down, actually. It was fine seeing him hard at work. The only side of him most people would ever be aware of. They'll never know of the last bubbling beneath the surface, his nervous, vulnerable laughter when I've said something he wanted to hear, his gentle touch, the way he can take my hand so casually, and yet becomes a stuttering mess as soon as I lean over him. His sense of humor, his sincerity, his quirks, his genuine desire to always provide the exact perfect thing to make me smile. No, the depths of Pastille are reserved for me alone. Welcome to Atelier Sweets. ⴰᴜ gives a little twirl and winks to Pastille, who's trying his best to stifle his laughter. How was that? Do you think it suits me? Not in the slightest. You're too elegant for a place like this. Is he just trying on the uniform, or is he starting to work over there? I can be cute too, can't I? You are, but you're gonna need more than that on your resume if you want the job. What, you mean I can get in through nepotism alone? It looks like you already have a successful career in another field. You're overqualified, so I'm gonna have to turn you down. You're right. Besides, if you were my boss, we'd probably have to stop... Petty! I truly love him. Even the days we talk about nothing at all, I wouldn't give up for the world. And the days he would open up to me, even more so. So I can be really frustrating sometimes. But she's my best friend. I still care about her, even when she messes up. She's so lucky to have you. Yeah, she really is. Anyone else would have given up on her by now. For years, she would just lock herself in her lab, making all this candy, bragging about how cool her alchemy is compared to magic. She barely ever talked to anyone else, and when she did, it was to berate them over something. Who treats their own customers like that? Who do you think pays for the roof over our heads? Sorry, I don't want to give you a bad impression of her. She's gotten much better recently. It sounds complicated, at least your patience is paying off, Yeah, seems like it at one point. It was kinda up to a coin toss on whether I'd stay or go. A coin toss? How extreme. Not literally. It was more like whether or not she could prove she actually felt empathy. Anyway, it turns out she's not a complete monster, so here I am. Sorry, I'm still giving you a bad impression of her, aren't I? You can just disregard everything I said. C is great. I believe you, she must be. If you've put up with so much from her. Yeah. I treasured every moment I got to spend with Pastille. Even without a label on what exactly our relationship was, I could enjoy myself all the same. In truth, I was only biding my time, but it didn't really feel like that at all. Just being near him was enough. One day he finally asked it. Oh? The question I'd been waiting to hear. Are we progressing with the relationship finally? Do you wanna meet my friends? Well, we are. We are indeed. Well, yes, but are you sure? No, but it feels stupid to keep avoiding it. I started worrying it happened on accident. One of these days, I don't think I will survive that, so we should just go before I change my mind. Right now? Yes, come on. Pastille takes 괂ᴏᴍᴜ by the hand, and the pair hastily makes their way to Atelier Suites. Slightly out of breath, Pastille stops just before they reach the destination. Oh, okay, give me a minute. After we rush it all the way here, don't back down now, my sweet. I know, I'm preparing mentally. I've never done this before. I know it'll be fine. I just... Take your time. We'll go in when you're ready. Oh, okay, I think I'm only getting more nervous standing out here thinking about it. Let's just go in. After you. The meeting itself was nothing memorable. Gumdrop was incredibly human for a golem made out of candy. Syrup was about what I expected, curt but also warm. For all it spilled up, the interaction itself was anticlimactic, a quick exchange of pleasantries before the candy alchemist called her golem back downstairs. It didn't feel real. Had I acted normal, come across as my usual self? It had only just happened, but it's already a blur. I held Pastille's hand in the end. I remember that. He had been so nervous, I could practically hear his heart beating out of his chest. I hadn't understood just how stressful it would be for him. I felt guilty at having put him through it. I thought the idea was his to begin with. He decided to go through that for himself, or for me. This seemingly mundane interaction that means so much more for the both of us. Pastille, sorry, I'm okay. I feel stupid having made such a big deal of it. Of course it all turned out just fine. It was important to you. We all work it up over things we care about, don't we? Are you including yourself in that? You seem like you always have it together. Oh, am I hiding it that well? Anyway, we can go. How is he going to react when he discovers what I must have been? Pastille walks me home and promises to return later tonight. Things will move forward from there one day, or is it too soon? Maybe it's too much for one day. I don't want to add to his stress. Why is this so difficult? His perception of me could be completely destroyed, tarnished. But that's a risk worth taking, isn't it? That night, 괂ᴏᴍᴜ laid on the floor in the middle of his living room and waited. I'd expected this night to come eventually, and yet I still don't feel any more prepared for it. 괂ᴏᴜ idly taps his wand to one of the candles on the table. Still peachy, the curse is not yet lifted. Pastille's knock finally comes and 괂ᴏᴜ rises to answer. Oh, it smells nice in here. Is that your magic? You like it? It's my latest specialty. What a treat. Have you eaten yet? I could make us a special dinner. Oh, what's the occasion? Celebrating the fact nothing went horribly wrong today. I brought a few things, if I could just borrow your stove. By all means. I once again found myself in the excruciatingly domestic situation of watching Pastille prepare a meal in my kitchen. There's no way he doesn't realize it, right? That we've been acting as a couple for a long time now. It's just that neither of us have bothered to address it. Shouldn't it be properly acknowledged? Yes, it should. Pastille chats with me as he cooks, but I'm admittedly distracted by these thoughts. Perhaps putting a name to it would only cause it to unravel. Currently, there's no expectation. We're free to see whoever else we like. Though it doesn't seem either of us are doing that, Pastille approaches the table where 괂ᴏᴜ sits, holding a plate in each hand. Tada! Pasta's ready! Ooh, pasta! Oh, bon appetit! Maybe he's already decided we're a couple, and I'm just obsessing over formalities, but what does it matter so long as the two of us are happy? And I really am happy. His cooking tastes wonderful. Perry, you okay? Yes? You are being so quiet I started to worry that I messed up our dinner somehow. No, it's delicious. I was just lost in the pasta is all. Lost in the pasta. Forgive me, I didn't mean to worry you. I need to get out of my own head. Pasta is here in front of me and I'm too distracted to savor it. Forget my doubts, we'll just have to see where the night takes us. 괂ᴏᴜ takes his plate to the sink and begins to wash up. I can take care of that. Nonsense, you just cooked us dinner. It's your turn to relax, my sweet. Are you sure I can't help? I wouldn't mind at all. You can help by bringing me your plate when you're finished. Okay. Pastille does as he's told, then wanders over to the coach. Hey, if you have anyone you want to introduce me to, I'd be happy to meet them, return the favor, sort of thing. I know it can be awkward too, so if not, that's okay too. No one comes to mind. Oh, really? Sure, I know a lot of people, but I couldn't say I'm particularly close with any of them. Except maybe one, but you've already met my business partner. Oh, at the apothecary, right? Precisely. What's with that look? No, nothing. I just don't know what to say now. You expected someone as charismatic as me to have all sorts of new people to introduce you to then? I guess so. I'm just surprised. I really like being around you, so I expected that to be true for your other friends too. I'd say you're probably the closest I've ever been with someone. Literally speaking. They laugh together, then fall into a comfortable silence. With their heads leaning together, Periwinkle nuzzles his face into Pastille's shoulder affectionately. After a few moments, Pastille asks, "Do you wanna get in bed? For sleep or for pleasure? That's up to you." Periwinkle stands, then turns around to take Pastille's hands. "Come then." He leads him into the bedroom, closing the door behind him. When he does, Pastille speaks up again. "You know, I'm still finding it hard to believe there's no one else you're close to." Two is a reasonable number. You had 2 friends as well, did you not? Syrup and Gumdrop. Fair point, by counting you makes 3. You have me beat. Perhaps I should try harder to catch up. Periwinkle collapses into bed, while Pastille sits down beside him. I think I've preferred it to, keeping a healthy distance from others. Really, how come? The alternative has been disastrous. In my experience, I'm far too intense. What do you mean by that? Goodness, my best example is the worst one. In my teenage years, there was a boy I would have done anything for. I wanted his approval so badly I wanted to be loved. It's funny. I can't even think of what drew me to him. I suppose he was just a vessel to project onto, an idealized boyfriend, this shortcut to happiness. Poor guy. He didn't know what to do with the torrent of feelings I'd been forcing onto him. We were young. A love like that is much too painful, if it can even be called love. It took some practice to be able to separate the emotions out, to be able to indulge in the romantic and sexual energy I craved while protecting my fragile heart. But ever since I figured it out, I've gotten to experience all sorts of love through these casual flings. What am I saying? It's perfect for me, the ideal life, really. Now listen to me, Pastille. I don't know if your heart is as fragile as you think. You don't believe me, despite what it seems, I have the heart of an innocent maiden. I don't know about innocent, but... Pastille leans forward and lays his head on Periwinkle's chest. Sounds pretty strong to me. It's beating harder now, but because you suddenly braced me. See, this is what I mean by fragile. Periwinkle struggles out from under him, and the pair sits facing each other on the bed. You know, at first I thought romantic stuff was just a formality for you. But you actually love it, huh? Are you only realizing that now? I guess not. What are you trying to say, Pastille? That it's okay for me to love you? That I'll be safe? Then hurry up and kiss me. Okay, sorry to keep you waiting. Pastille closes the distance between them. I'm too weak. The words won't come out. As they kiss, Periwinkle becomes more and more entangled in his thoughts. It hurts. I want to be even closer. He lets himself fall backward, bringing Pastille down with him. This isn't nearly enough to satisfy me. Just please don't stop. Periwinkle's heart cried out. His jumbled emotions caught in his throat, manifesting through his hands, clinging desperately to Pastille, who continued to kiss him and hold him through the night. Chapter 7: Shooting Stars. The next morning, Periwinkle steps out onto his doorstep with a heavy sigh. If I lay around in bed all day, I'll only feel more miserable. If I need to stop avoiding my work, I have to talk to Astragalus. She isn't going to be pleased with me too. Holding his mantle tightly, he makes his way to the apothecary. When he arrives, Astragalus is preoccupied with arranging some of her merchandise. She turns abruptly at the unexpected sound of the door's chime. Hey, we're not open yet, huh, Periwinkle? Good morning, Astragalus. I haven't seen you all month. I barely recognized you under that hood. I was about to come and knock on your damn door if you didn't show your face here soon. You've got a huge backlog of orders waiting. I can take them. My magic is useless. What do you mean useless? Periwinkle meekly hands over one of his pale pink vials. This is all I can make. It's been this way for ages. Let's see. Astragalus unscrews the top and eyes Periwinkle suspiciously before giving it a whiff. Phew, that's powerful! Not bad though, warms me right up. Could stand to be diluted a little just to make it less overwhelming. So, what's got you stuck on a scent like this? It's Pastille. He's ruined me. I'll never be able to return to the way I was before. I see, so things got complicated just like I warned you. I love him so much, I think I might die. Come on, back room now. Periwinkle nods and obediently follows Astragalus into her private office. He quietly takes in his surroundings before she suddenly turns to him with a raised finger. Don't touch anything. Astragalus drags a bean-bag chair out from the corner and plops it in the middle of the room unceremoniously. Sit. It's dusty. Ugh, you're such a diva. She gives it a couple good smacks, spitting the dust into the air instead. Now sit. Very well. He complies and Astragalus spins her office chair around to face him. Alright, Periwinkle, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna brew up some tea, and you're gonna explain everything from the beginning. Explain what? About Pastille, even the stuff I already don't know. Everything from the top. Everything? Skip the bedroom details, obviously. Just walk me through anything important that happened since you met. Excuse me. I don't want to. Reliving it all is only going to make things worse. Astragalus stands and walks over to her kettle to start the tea. Right, you lovesick dolt. You wanna know why exactly your magic's been stuck like that? It's because you don't have an outlet for all those emotions. Instead you keep bottling them up, literally, I guess. It's all that comes out because it's all there is inside you. So let it all out. What, you think I'm gonna judge you? No, I don't know. Would you rather spill it all to him instead? I can't, it's too much. Then tell it to me, a neutral third party. Actually, I can say that I'm neutral. I'd need to find a new supplier if you couldn't fill my orders anymore. I'd feel a little more at ease imagining this is all a business matter for you, then just think of it like that. Astragalus pours their tea and returns to her seat with 2 mugs in hand. With a heavy sigh, Periwinkle finally relents and begins his story. I told her everything I could think of. My first impressions of him, how he continuously subverted my expectations, my mistakes I bring where I shouldn't have, then going into a desperate spiral as I tried to rid myself of the guilt over it. How he was the one to come to apologize afterward, our date that day, which was so wonderful but which also laid bare the feelings I was too afraid to acknowledge. I latched on to any alternative explanation I could in order to escape them. The moment I could finally admit it to myself, all the ways he'd changed my life for the better. How we grew closer and closer while I held those feelings tighter to my chest. I told her how he had finally worked up the courage to introduce me to his friends. How his hand trembled in mine as we walked out the door together. This point of contention, a far off goal I had decided would have to be met before advancing everything, up to the state I'm in now, useless, paralyzed and sobbing. Astragalus listened patiently through all of it. She asked questions from time to time, clarification on the time frame, certain details. Her affirming comments offered such comfort, such relief to this pain I kept confined to my own heart, until finally I had nothing left to say. Astragalus sits back in her chair and heaves a sigh. So, how are you feeling? There's a certain clarity in laying it all out at once, but I still don't know what I can do to push things forward. Could I even handle the rejection? He won't reject you. What makes you so certain that boy is madly in love with you? Why else would he devote all that time and energy to making you happy? Because I'm great in bed, obviously. Quit deflecting, you know that's not what it is. Then want to leave any room for doubt? If I were to confess now, and it didn't go well, I'd be destroyed beyond repair. That's why, if I'm going to say it, I want it to be a sure thing. Life ain't about sure things. Even so, I'm going to wait for the opportune moment before exposing my vulnerable heart. As long as you've got a plan. Astragalus leans down to pick up Periwinkle's empty mug, then holds it out in front of him. Try your magic again. Whatever scent you want, just pour it right in the cup. Periwinkle nervously draws his wand, holds it out the cup, then closes his eyes and taps. I wonder if spilling out the beans worked. Is it? Chamomile? It isn't peach. I'm cured. Yeah. Did you forget this is an apothecary? It is, isn't it? Next time you've got a problem with your magic, don't sit around crying about it on your own. Come straight to me and I'll fix you up. Thank you. I'm truly glad that we're friends. I would be lost without you. Business associates, don't forget I've got lots of orders for you now that you're back to normal. I'll go home and fill them right away. But first, may I hug you? Not a chance. It was worth a shot. You accept my platonic affection one day. Yeah, get out of my office, Periwinkle. The pair exits the back room, but they only make it a few steps out before Periwinkle turns on his heel. One more thing before I go. What's up? I've been curious to ask. The last time I was here, you told me that magic can be interpreted as a judge of one's character. Oh, right, when I changed my mind about Bastille. Yes, precisely. It's rather impressive that you could see through to his true nature despite having only just met. Sure, but he was pretty easy to read. Don't be too impressed. Well, what? What does my magic say about me? I'm dying to know. Your magic was always lively and carefree, compassionate too, like Bastille's. How can you possibly read something like carefree from perfume? Hey, I'm just telling you the vibes I've gotten over the years. Your aromas prioritize pleasure, but there was definitely a hint of loneliness in them too. Alright, now I know you're making things up. I've always had someone to keep me company. Just because you've always got someone around doesn't mean you can be lonely. And I suppose someone like you would know a thing or two about loneliness. I'm not lonely at all, in fact I prefer to be alone. You, on the other hand, can't stand it even for a second, that's why you'd always run off chasing someone to fill the void. Well, that certainly isn't true. The peach stuff you gave me earlier was pure loneliness. It was crying out like, please, Bastille, never leave me. This isn't fun anymore. Forget that I asked it. Sorry, couldn't resist. I suppose you're right too. I haven't been able to tell him that in words. I can keep holding back. He has to know, no matter the outcome. Good luck, okay? I'm sure it'll turn out just fine. Yes, it likely will. Thank you again. I'm truly grateful for all that you've done for me. A struggle waves him off and Periwinkle leaves the apothecary with new resolve. I spent the next several days catching up on my work. Magic truly does come so easily with a clear mind. If only I'd swallowed my pride sooner, I completed batch after batch almost effortlessly, going down the long checklist of struggles had given me. So it makes one problem less. Finally, I hadn't even felt tired by the end of it, as if all this energy had been stored up inside me all along. It was a relief to return to somewhat normalcy. Thinking of Bastille no longer caused my heart to ache, at least not enough to put me in a state of total despondence. Instead, those thoughts served as motivation. The way forward was clear. I would tell him how I felt and surely things would turn out just fine. The following night, Bastille shows up on Periwinkle's doorstep. Get dressed, I wanna take you somewhere. Oh? Bastille also got dressed in the witch outfit? Oh, and where exactly am I being whisked away to? You'll see, wear comfortable shoes, okay? How mysterious. Very well, I'll be ready momentarily. This is it. The dramatic confession scene is upon us. I have to look my best for good luck, of course, and for confidence. Okay. Let's go like this. White ribbons and lovely hearts, very fluffy and soft. Okay, hand in hand the pair makes their way to the train station. Had he been planning something while I was sequestered away with my work? Bastille's always so full of surprises. How positively delightful. I hope I didn't interrupt any plans you had for the night. Oh, not at all. It was about time I got out of the house again. I've actually had a very productive past several days, you know, tooling away over my perfumes. I thought that might be the case, since you hadn't dropped by in a while. Did you miss me? Well, ⴰᴍᴜ hugs Pastil's arm tightly as they continue their walk. I take that as a yes. I missed you, too. When Pastil and I step off the train, we're greeted by grassy fields and a sky full of luminous stars. Just where has he taken me? A trail of lanterns lights the long path forward. Pastil takes the lead. It's a bit of a walk from here, but I promise it'll be worth it. A long walk? Couldn't we take a ride on your broom together? Nah, it defeats the purpose. It'll feel more rewarding, getting there on foot. Fair enough, tragic too, that you'd willingly pass on an opportunity for me to cling to you. We can fly on the way back if you want. Pastil offers his hand again, which ⴰᴜᴜ takes with a smile. Tell me more about your relationship with magic. What do you mean? It was the same when we cleaned my house together. You insisted on doing things manually. Not that I minded at all. Seeing you lift so many heavy things was a treat in itself. Well, ever since I was young, it was clear I was ridiculously talented, as they'd put it. My mom wanted me to be a traditional witch. They enrolled me in one of the top schools, so I could learn from the best. So he got 2 moms. I see. It was an ogre school too. Guess I was young enough that no one realized I was a boy. I really didn't belong there on any level, but I kept at it as long as I could, just enough to keep my parents happy, until I could go out and live on my own. I still don't understand exactly why, but I always felt uncomfortable using my magic. It felt like cheating, like this kind of power shouldn't come so easily. Sai thought so too. I guess that's why I latched onto her when we met. She used to really hate magic, which worked out perfectly for me. It was a good excuse to pretend to be a regular human like her, so that's what I did for the past 7 years. 7 years, that's quite a long time. Yeah, but there was a lot to distract me back then. It took a while to get all their sweets up and running, and Sai did eventually find out. I thought she'd disown me when she did, but instead she told me I shouldn't have hid it, even though I doubt we would have become friends if I told her from the beginning. Quite impossible to please, You have no idea, but ever since she said that, I've been able to start embracing magic again, on my own terms. I'm beginning to grasp why he values her so highly. I'm sure that I just keep talking about myself. Don't apologize, I'm the one who asked it. Besides, I'm content to listen, say as much as you like. Thanks. ⴰᴜᴜ gives Pastil's hand a reassuring squeeze. I love him. I have to find the right moment to tell him that. Shouldn't it be now, during this romantic walk? But he still has yet to reveal our destination. What do you have in store for me, Pastil? I think I might be too used to how she is. She's usually so preoccupied with her own stuff. So it's nice having someone who actually wants to listen to me. That makes her sound like such a horrible friend. She's really not. There we go again. You certainly haven't made a convincing case for her. I know, but that wasn't the point I was trying to make. Oh? I really... Yes? Let me start over. Pastil takes a deep breath before continuing. Going back to what we were talking about before, with my magic and everything, I think I have trouble accepting myself for what I am. I tend to hide things even when I don't need to. Being with you feels like it's better not to hide, like I'm allowed to just be, or more like celebrated for being I don't know, that feels weird to say. You can stop me if I'm being too much. Blushing. It's because I love you, why can't I just say that? Oh, we're here. We are? When we came up over the hill, the vastness of the night sky overwhelmed me. But more than that, the field of small blue flowers that stretched as far as the eye could see matched it so perfectly. But still, their ⴰᴜᴜs. Oh, when I looked up where to find some, I found out about this place. Oh goodness. I feel like crying. Apparently, it's a famous date spot I thought you'd like to see, so I shouldn't have told you that I'm weak to romance, but still. A glint catches ⴰᴜᴜ's eye. Shooting stars! Oh! And he looks up to notice. A meteor shower has begun. Oh good, it started just in time. He's so organized. You planned this too? Well, I knew this was supposed to be happening tonight, so... Pastille! Wah! Periwinkle tackles Pastille to the ground, landing them in the field of flowers. This is perfect. I don't know what else to say. I'm speechless. I guess I went a little overboard. A little? This is the most romantic thing anyone's ever done for me. He buries his face in Pastille's chest, holding him close. Well, there's actually one more thing I wanted to say. He can feel Pastille's heart pounding. Where do I start? You know how sign and gumdrop are really important to me. I was told that I needed to keep myself available for them, to take care of the store and everything. But in practice, that just meant I never really took any time for myself. Like my own needs were something I could just bury, and it would be fine because it's for their sake. I guess that's part of why I'd go out with random guys in secret. As something just for me, totally detached from everything else. I tried having a real relationship once, it didn't work out, obviously. I never told Sai about him, but that made me think that I was right to continue on the way I had been, since I wasn't willing to let my priorities shift. Periwinkle grips Pastille's cloak a little tighter. What are you saying? I guess that with you I don't mind it as much. He's going to beat me to it at this rate. I can't let that happen. Periwinkle suddenly rolls himself on top of Pastille, pinning him down. Pastille, I'm in love with you. What? Since when? I don't know, maybe this whole time. I only admitted it to myself that morning you made me pancakes. That's what it took? Why? How long have you felt this way? Since having to carry you home after spending the day together? I think that's when I first realized it. Then why didn't you say something? I've been suffering in silence this entire time. I thought you wanted to keep it casual? We saw each other almost every day. How is that casual? But you never acted any differently, and I was busy sorting through my own feelings anyway. So was I, but that's no excuse for how long you kept me waiting. I won't forgive you. What? Why are you smiling like that? It's cute seeing you all worked up like this. Pretty unusual, I'd say, yeah. Periwinkle struggles to his feet and begins stomping away. You could have saved me a lot of heartache, you know. Pastille sits up, straightening out his cloak and retrieving his hat. Where are you going? Come back. No, I'm too upset. Perry. I was convinced that I cursed myself with some kind of love potion. My fake aphrodisiac turned it real. What in the world? Because we didn't that day was supposed to be the entire point of it. Perry. Everything spiraled out of control since then. I couldn't stop thinking about you. You broke my magic for weeks and weeks. All I could conjure was that stupid peach blossom scent. Really? Yes, until just the other day, which I spent crying in the dusty back room of the apothecary, telling Astragalus all about it. After all that, everything I spent so long preparing my heart for, you have the nerve to try to confess first? I'm sorry. Don't apologize. I already said I won't forgive you. What do you want me to do then? I don't know. Heck, kiss me if you love me so much. Pastille approaches, gently raising a hand to Periwinkle's cheek, and does exactly as he's told. I love you. Periwinkle's heart skips a beat. I love you too. He hugs Pastille tightly, careful not to knock him over this time. It takes everything I've got to keep myself from bursting into tears. I won't ruin my makeup in this perfect date. This beautiful place that Pastille chose just for us. I can have my memory of this perfect night obscured by tears. It looks like the meteor shower's over. Take me home. Are you still mad at me? I'm not mad at you. I've never seen you like this. I don't know how else I should interpret it. I'm overwhelmed, elated, relieved, and frustrated. I want to get in bed so that you can hold me close all night. I don't think I'll be convinced that this was real unless you do that, so please. That sounds really nice. Okay, if it's to convince you, I guess I have no choice.
You look so pretty in pink.
Even an ending song.
Against the starry night
Oh,
sky. Without you, my heart would sink.
awesome.
I'm telling you why. The world has to move. And with that,
So that's it for Starry Flowers.
But I don't want to do anything without
I see now. why the title
So now you know
is colored like that.
what I
So it seems like in the end, the outcome is pretty much what I was thinking.
so pretty and
That Periwinkle fell in love and stopped that lifestyle he was keeping. The flowers. Yeah, the peach aroma thingy was fun. So cute. Yeah, I agree. And there was at first wondering if this was like not safe for work. Yeah. Freaked out for a while once I saw they were indulging the night stuff often. I hope you enjoyed this game. I'm gonna stream the other titles by the same developer. Sadly, I did not realize before that on time that I had not forcefully, of course, but that I had to read the other titles first, yeah. But still, we'll read them later on. Oh, that art, so cute! Thank you for reading Starry Flowers, a beautiful memoir detailing my first experience with your love. As a reward for finishing the story, you may now access the extra scenes and bonus chapters, along with a lovely image gallery. Memoir, Perry? How detailed is this? Don't worry, my sweet, I've kindly skipped over all the scenes, so you have nothing to be embarrassed about. The stuff leading up to those is still embarrassing. How much did you live in? Oh, it doesn't matter, this isn't canon, merely an excuse to speak directly to the reader. I would never reveal such private details about you, such as your fetishes, without your explicit consent. Ah, that's enough, and the scene. Please enjoy the bonus material, thanks again. So what is it about? Extras. Art gallery. Pretty much all the art we came to see before. The Mad Witch from the apothecary. No, it was not the apothecary, it was another store, sorry. Spaghetti, I'm craving spaghetti after this game, honestly. Oh, cute. By the way, I love this outfit of Periwinkle. Like both the dress and the stockings as well. But also I really like this outfit over here and the bracelets, so cute. He does have bracelets over here as well, but they're with laces. Concept art, very interesting. Oh, so many concepts of pastille. The girl that annoyed me. The friend. This one is fun. Very expressive. Here I go. Very nice. What are the extra scenes too? Today, Astragalus has asked Pastille to work his magic on her busted lamp. He happily agrees, meanwhile Periwinkle looks on, arms folded and pouting. There, how's it look? It's not exactly like it was before, but beggars can be choosers. It'd help if I knew the original shape. I had to guess from looking at the pieces. No, better this than a pile of glass. Thanks, kiddo. You should probably do something to fix your boyfriend's face next. My face doesn't need fixing, I'm looking flawless as ever. Perry, if you're finished being used, however, I'd like to have you back now, please. It was just a small favor, I really don't mind. In fact, I'm happy to help. See, he's more than willing. Stop exploiting his kindness. Let me know if there's anything else I can fix for you, ma'am. Now that you mention it, I'm sure there were a few other things. I'll be right back. Astragalus takes her buried lamp and heads into her office to retrieve the next broken object. Perry, it's really nothing to get upset over. This is just an excuse for us to get to know each other better. I would rather you not be categorized as a tool in her mind, but if you insist, I'll let her know if she starts asking too much of me. So, no more pouting, okay? How could I refuse such a gentle comment? As long as you're in a better mood now, I am. Besides, it was quite hilarious to hear you call her ma'am in earnest. Huh? She's older than us, isn't she? We should respect our elders. But still, if you call her an elder to her face, she'll go absolutely ballistic. Turns out there were a few things. I got them right here. Oh, look at that. You really did fix his face. Damn nice work. Listen, as strugglers, you'll never guess what Pastille just said. Wait, you're telling her. Didn't you just say she'll get mad? What am I about to get mad? Or you saying something behind my back? Perry, please, I'm innocent. That was a fun one. Still don't really want to go through all of those scenes. And what are the bonus chapters? Periwinkle is trying through town when he comes across a certain candy store, Atelier Sweets. Oh, so this is where it is, the place with the cute golden mascot everyone is talking about. I wonder if she's there. Periwinkle takes a peek through the window. I don't see her, but I do see something I like. Periwinkle walks in and promptly approaches the sweet-pink-haired boy at the counter. My, he's even cuter up close. Why, hello there. This is the shop famous for the candy golem, is it not? Yes, it is. If you wanted to meet Gumdrop, you unfortunately just missed her. Bad luck on my part. I'll have to come back another time, I suppose. Sorry about that. Have a nice day. Oh, I wasn't planning on leaving just yet after all. I came all this way. Right, in that case, I'll leave you to browse our selection. Oh no, you're not getting away that easily. Keep me company, won't you? Huh? I'm absolutely useless at making decisions, you see. Oh, certainly. Visibly flustered by Periwinkle's words, the pink-haired boy comes out from behind the counter to assist his customer. Do you have a favorite type of candy, or maybe flower? Anything to narrow it down? I'm a little fickle. What would you recommend? Well, these ones have been pretty popular lately. He gestures to the shelf in front of them. Periwinkle takes a step closer. I'm not asking what's popular. I'm asking what you recommend, Mr. Pastille. Pastille, is that why you decided to work at a candy shop because of your name? No, I just ended up here. I don't think I've ever tried pastilles before. How would you say they compare to other candies? I'm not sure how to answer that. Periwinkle leans in a little closer. Suppose I have to taste for myself, Oh, okay, I'll ring you up. I apologize. Pastille retreats behind the counter once more. Periwinkle can hardly keep himself from jiggling with delight. Oh, this one is going to be fun. Okay. What about the accessories? The ones from before, they are... Okay. I enjoyed this game a lot. I hope you did as well. As mentioned, I will be playing more visual novel titles by the same developer, and we're gonna see each other very soon. I may be slightly late because I'll be having my dinner before the stream of this evening. Also decided to not stream 5 stages of Pink, instead to continue Summer Catchers. I wanna make it a comfy evening, yet like not to push with visual novels, so we're gonna play Summer Catchers this evening. We're gonna catch up with 5 stages of Pink some more at a time. And, well, overall, I think the stream of this evening won't be that exaggeratedly long. As goodness, we did stream 3 hours so far. Yeah. So I'm gonna take the things comfy for you and for my own foxy self as well. So I'd say it is time to raid someone. Let me check who is streaming right now. Okay. And don't forget to raid. Yeah, I was just stating, so thank you kindly, Rin. Understand, I'll see you next stream. Thank you. It'd be a big pleasure having you there once again, Rin. I enjoy your company a lot. So, whom are we gonna raid? I wonder. Let's see. So, Okay, I wanna rate ⴰᴄᴍᴜ VTuber. Her model is so pretty, by the way. She's an artist VTuber who is currently drawing art, don't you say? So I wanna rate ⴰᴄᴍᴜ. Her art is so clean and pretty, to be quite honest. You're gonna see it for yourself. Okay. Rate channel. Rate Starto. And we're gonna see each other in a few. See you soon. And check out ⴰᴄᴍᴜ, okay? Bye bye!